And we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Alien Spaceship stream. You can be watching from anywhere around the country or the world. And I really appreciate every single one of you. Coming to you from the Spaceship Studios from the galaxy far, far away. And now I'm going to be going to the other window, right here. And make it so people could see me, which I thought it was like that, but it isn't. So we're going to fix it. There we go. Okay, so one thing I want to say, happy Thanksgiving season, everybody. It'll be that tomorrow. I know, I'm sure people have their different things planned and scheduled. And now what we are going to be doing is reacting to some of the trial stuff that we usually react to. So let's go here. All right. There it is. Yeah, so I hope everybody's had a good day. It's it has been very a nice season for me and the other people that I have been chatting with. So now when we switching over, as I said, I just had to take a moment, but now here we go. All right, go to this window. There's two aliens, and here we go. Some more turd.
From the record, we'll disregard that question. All right, your next question.
What was your understanding of on whose behalf Mr. Waldman was making those three statements?
Objection, lack of foundation, calls for speculation.
If you want to approach again, that's not what we just said here. I just want.
So we'll move forward to my other question here. How were you, please tell the jury, how were you doing reputationally before these three statements were made, beginning April 2020? April 8 was the first of them.
Objection, Your Honor. I'm going to object on lack of foundation.
She can talk about her reputation.
Overruled, I'll allow. It took hard work. It took a lot of.
We do a couple of. We're completing this part with the Amber Heard, and we kind of bounce around different trials. It's kind of like random trials we watch. So, Hazel, it's nice to have you with us, as always. Thank you for being here. We are here for you and support you. I appreciate that. And welcome, everybody, to the show.
A lot of hard work on my part, but I was able to work, get my life back on track. I was taking care of myself emotionally. My career, I was working really hard. I was able to star in a major success. I worked on a TV series that I had been attached to for a very long time. I became an ambassador for several nonprofits that I deeply care about. I was doing a lot of really it felt really good to be doing the social work and the charity work that I was doing. And I was also filming and working and planning on, I was awaiting a schedule from Warner Brothers for Aquaman 2, the sequel. And I had wrapped on that TV series I mentioned, and I was awaiting to start doing publicity for it, to promote it. and I had a campaign, a global campaign, as a spokesperson for a major beauty brand. So things were, the trajectory was positive.
So how did things change after these statements were made?
I remember around the time, unfortunately, I lost my mother on the 1st of April.
Hello, Kathy. It is nice to see you earlier and here right now. Good evening to you. I was outside, and although compared to other places, it's not really like as cool as other places, but weather has gotten a little bit more breezy and cooler than it has been, because where I am, it's been quite hot. So it's because there's been some moisture that's blocking the cold fronts, but now they're coming down here. Yeah, it was nice seeing you all over there at Trial TV Live. It was good to see you all, and had a good day. Now, y'all are here. I want to show. Now, we're still going to watch this, but I want to show you all something funny that I've been showing the other people. So I'm going to get it. It's a funny cartoon. Let's go right this way. Okay. Oh, hello, Kim. Good evening. I want to jump in, say hello, and tell everybody have happy Thanksgiving. Say Thanksgiving. Hope your enjoy your time with family and friends. And I'm sick and staying home. Okay, Kim. It's great to see you. I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving too. I'm glad that you came to tell us hi, and I hope that you get well soon. All right. Now, a shout out to the Spaceship Cats, and this is a cartoon. Here we go. Yes, it's hot in my part of the world. That's true. Yes. All right, this is the Brooks trial, and it's in like a South Park form. It's a riot. Everyone loves it when I play it. We discovered it recently.
Madam Clerk, may I please get verification that the audio and video are working in the neighboring courtroom? All right, thank you. I do have verification. There are headphones on the table in front of Mr. Brooks should he choose to wear them. I see he's reading from a book at the moment. I do need to make a record that this morning, although Mr. Brooks was not raising his voice, there were repeated interruptions. I gave Mr. Brooks multiple opportunities to stop talking. I asked him repeatedly to stop interrupting me. I advised him that if he continued, he would forfeit his right to be present in this courtroom and would be taken to the neighboring courtroom. I believe I gave that warning at least twice. It's my hope that we can continue with Mr. Brooks in this courtroom. At some point today, I'll certainly invite him back over when I get through these advisements. I'm not asking for a response yet, Mr. Brooks. What I'm asking you for is whether you have any requests for jury instructions, or if in your review you think anything needs to be changed, deleted, added, etc. Do you have any requests as it relates to the jury instructions, sir? I would note he put two boxes right in front of where he's seated, so I can't presently see his face. He is unmuted. I've confirmed previously regarding the audio working, and I will just ask him a second time, sir, do you have any requests as relates to the draft packet of jury instructions, whether that be any additions, corrections, edits, or deletions?
And Your Honor, would it be possible for the bailiffs to just move the boxes off the table so
Yes,
we
I
can
think
see?
that's fair. I'm going to advise the bailiff to remove the box so I can see Mr. Brooks. I don't know what he's doing behind there.
Hey, why are you telling them to move my box?
Because I couldn't see you, sir.
Or what?
I've asked you twice now, and I'll ask you a third time. Do you have any requests as it relates to the jury instructions? Any additions, deletions, edits, or
Hey,
otherwise?
man, you don't gotta talk to me like that.
Do you have any requests
First of all,
related
what?
to the jury instructions, sir?
Yeah, I got requests. It ain't like they gonna be honored though, cause
As it
nothing
relates
I've
to
been
the
trying
jury
to get done
instructions,
is-
sir, what are your...
I heard what the hell you said, man.
Well, Mr. Brooks, that was very disrespectful.
Yeah, and I've been getting disrespected since the beginning of this whole process. So welcome to the club.
Mr. Brooks, do you have any requests as it relates to the jury instructions? Sir, I understand you may be upset, and I really do,
No, you
but
don't
I've made my
understand nothing.
determinations.
You don't understand nothing. You don't understand anything, Your Honor. You don't. Because
I'm going to mute him again because he's not answering the questions that I'm very clearly asking him, and I've given him 5 opportunities. Mr. Brooks, do you have any requests as it relates to the jury instructions? I'll unmute you for that answer.
I can't hear everything you're saying.
Mr. Brooks, do you have any requests as it relates to the jury
Yeah,
instructions?
I can hear what you're saying. I can hear what you're saying.
You just told me you didn't. So which one is
Yeah, I
it?
got the headphones on. You can't see that?
What are your requests as it relates? What are your requests as it relates to the jury instructions, sir?
Man, don't try to come with this whole little sir. Now it's all this sir and all this. Try to put on this little act like you so worried about what's going on with me. You don't give a damn. Never did.
Mr. Brooks, you're being disrespectful again.
You've been being disrespectful. You've been being disrespectful.
Mr. Brooks, do you have any position on the verbiage of jury instructions
Don't ask me-
70
don't
on
ask me
page
no question.
65?
Don't ask me no question. Are you my accuser? Are you my accuser, Your Honor?
All right, he's choosing not to answer, so I'll mute him again. It's unfortunate that he's deciding not to participate in this. I agree with the state. I don't need to highlight with that second paragraph. I will take that out, but I will include in the paragraph that reads, at times, comma, Mr. Brooks has appeared from another courtroom, period. This must not influence your verdict in any manner. Mr. Brooks, do you have any position on that? Which is, so jury instruction 70 has to do with the defendant proceeding pro se. I need the bailiffs to move the boxes away from his face. I need to be able to see him. He can keep them on the table, but they need to be moved off to the side. And if he does it one more time, then I will instruct the bailiffs to take the boxes away. Those are trial prep materials. If there's something in those materials related to jury instructions, he should take those out now. Mr. Brooks, one final time, do you have any requests as it relates to the jury instructions? Otherwise, I'm going to approve them. I'm going to take a break, and then we'll come back in the afternoon to go over verdict forms.
I didn't answer yes or no, so how do you consent to anything without me answering the question?
Are you going to answer the question, sir?
But you can't force me to do it. You can't just say, I'm gonna do this because
Sir, but you also can't stall the proceedings by failing to answer.
I didn't try to start the proceedings. You the one that held me in contempt.
I never held you in contempt. All right, I'm going to mute him once again because he refuses to answer a very simple question about whether he has any requests as it relates to the jury instructions. I will work on making all the changes with Madam Clerk, finalizing the order. So we'll come back at 1 o'clock to finalize the verdicts. You know, I'd ask that
And
you
I
put in writing,
remember
but
it was,
also give you this
when I was-
opportunity to verbally advise the court and make your requests. Do you have any requests?
Howdy, Moki. Good to see you. Good to see you, Moki. Yeah, I'll play another one for y'all. Another Darrell Brooks cartoon. Let's see. And then we'll go to the herd. Okay. Hope everybody's, as I said, I hope everybody's a good Thanksgiving. All right, so here we go.
I don't think there's anything else I need to cover at this time, unless there's something from either one of the parties. From the state first?
No, but we would like some further direction from the defendant as to who he wants here tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon, if he wants us just to continue that list that he originally provided, or if there's an update. And we could do that off the record, Your Honor. I don't know that we need you involved.
Okay, thank you. Then hopefully the parties can figure that out without me needing to be involved further, but anything from you, sir?
No, I'm just gonna say with that, I'm not gonna put them in specific order.
Not looking for the order, but we're behind given the timetable and the understanding between, as I understand it, between you and the state. So,
The state has the list.
well, based on the groupings that you gave to the state, it sounds like we got through only one from each
Right.
kind of category. So we'll go back to the first would have been Thursday morning. You need to call the rest of Thursday morning. Was there 2 left of that?
Yes, correct.
So
And so let's do Thursday morning and Thursday afternoon. The people you designated, I'm going to direct the state to have here tomorrow morning. That's 4 witnesses, whatever order of those 4. And then how many does that leave? Because
that's what I'm trying to
doing
figure out.
good with math this late in the day. 4, so 4 in the afternoon then. So our hope is to get through all your witnesses
I can say this
tomorrow.
for the record. One witness I intend to call tomorrow is not going to be 35 minutes.
Fair enough. Do you plan to call that person in the morning or the afternoon?
I'm leaning towards the afternoon. If the morning goes pretty.
Can you tell me which list they were on when you gave it to the state? Was it Thursday afternoon, Friday morning, or Friday afternoon?
I didn't put them on days, but I believe they were in maybe the second floor names. If
You just want to tell me who it is so we can prepare so that person is told to come in the afternoon rather than wait through the morning?
I don't want to say who it is.
Well, I want the person to be here when we're ready to go, but
They were here today, if that helps.
Yeah, I know who it is. It's Erica Patterson, Your Honor. There's no
Maybe.
mystery here.
Maybe
all right,
it is,
that's
maybe
what I
it isn't.
would have. Kind of who I thought it would be as well.
So,
I'm going to have her come tomorrow afternoon. Then
okay,
I'm not
we
gonna
will
her
have
come
you
in the
here at
morning.
1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.
So
Your Honor.
we
Thank
need to be
you.
mindful of people's schedules.
Thank you. We'll have everyone else here at
That's
8:30.
interesting because what if that was not who I was referring to?
Then you need to tell me right now so I can make an alteration to that.
Come on, Judge.
Sir, we're at the end of the 3rd week of trial.
So
I
can we
need
at
to
least
keep
be
this
fair?
moving
Can we at
along.
least be fair and say that's not due to me though?
That would not be fair to say.
How?
It's
How? The state said that they would.
Yeah, probe that like button. Hit the like button for the spaceship. Yeah, thank you, Moki, everyone. And I want to say shout out to everybody here. Thank you all for hanging out with us as we watch these funny videos. All right.
They needed 5 to 7 business days to present their case. Did they or did they not say that on the record?
And there's,
So
it
how did
doesn't
I-
matter how we got there at this point. I'm trying
Then they
my
need to chop,
darndest
chop.
to get all the
Should've been
witnesses
chop, chop.
done. So I'm directing the state to have Miss Patterson come tomorrow afternoon.
If that's
And the
what I was
other
referring to, which
witnesses?
I wasn't, but everybody think they know what I'm thinking.
Then you need to tell them if it's someone else, and if you want her here in the morning.
I'll
then
say
that-
this. Everybody that was here today that didn't get called, have them here tomorrow. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people.
And you need to tell me who you want in the morning, not by the order, and who you want for the afternoon. Otherwise, I'm going to make the order that I just made.
No, how you gonna make the order for me?
Under 906.11, sir.
No, you can't. I can call. I have the right to call them in the order that the state didn't have to have an order. And I'm guessing.
No, but the
Correct me
state's
if I'm wrong, but
helping
I'm-
you out in terms of the order,
They were helping me out with serving
and
the
they're helping you.
subpoenas. Not the
So,
order of how I would call the witnesses, but the subpoenas. And I gave the state
Do you want to be responsible for calling each person tonight and telling them what time they need to be here? Or should we let the state do
Here we go
that?
with this again. There's something that's impossible to do.
That's not true. You have
How's it
access
not
to
true?
a phone.
So somebody's gonna answer a collect call from someone they don't even know. Nobody in this courtroom will answer a collect call and pay for a phone call from
That's
somebody
not my
that you
understanding
not know.
of how it works at the jail, that you can,
Yes.
there's other means to make phone calls.
There is no other way to utilize the phone.
Well, maybe I'm wrong on that, but be that as it may, the state is helping you out. This is to make tomorrow go as smoothly as possible, to be effective, and to use all of our time wisely.
Your Honor, with all respect, I did what was asked of me to do. I provided them with the list of the witnesses that I will call. And I stated before that I would not put them in order, and the state accepted the list that I gave them. So why, at this point, is
Who are the witnesses who are here
being
today?
a problem?
Kohler, Douglas Kohler, Detective Guth, Erica Patterson, Christopher Bertram, and Jason Hayes were here today, in addition to Miss Reimer. Miss Reimer's now done. Nicholas Kirby was also here today. He's done. If we are going to continue to assist Mr. Brooks in getting these witnesses here, we need to have a reasonable time schedule. These witnesses don't just show up by the tooth fairy. We have to communicate with them. They have jobs, they have families. I've explained this 3 times to Mr. Brooks. If he wants our assistance,
Objection. She can chill with all that. She can chill with all that tone.
Hold on. I know.
Get on that if that's what it is.
Hey, I know it's been a
Definitely
long
get on
day.
that.
Let's keep this civil.
That's what I'm trying to do, but
So
she gonna have to tone it down.
I think both of the parties are getting a little
For real.
frustrated. I'm getting frustrated. So, Kohler,
who they be
Guth,
like.
Hayes, Patterson. I missed a 5th.
Bertram.
Guth is a police officer, right?
Yes.
I know who Eric Patterson is. How about Kohler, Hayes, and Bertram? Are those citizens?
They're citizens that relate to the parade, I believe, and post-parade, not the DV.
It seems to me that even with one of the witnesses taking more than 35 minutes, that doesn't fill up the whole day. So we need to have some other people on that list for the afternoon.
So I will just continue to work in the order of the list that was provided. Your Honor, I think that's the only reasonable thing we can do at this point, or we can do it alphabetical, or we can do it by random lot, because I don't know really what else to do.
By the list that was given.
What was the order of the list that you were given?
The first 3 were Kirby, Kohler, and Guth. The next line has 3 names, Patterson, Bertram, Hayes. The third line has 3 names, Reimer, Aldrich, and Lescano. The last list has 2 names, and then also reads the state of Wisconsin.
First 3 people on the list you need to advise to be here tomorrow at 8:30.
Okay.
The next 2 people tomorrow at 10:30. The next 2 people after that tomorrow at 1:30. The next 2 people from there at 3:30. And then do I have anyone left over from there?
No.
If I have to go late tomorrow, then I would say the last person can be at 4:30 if need be.
Yeah, I agree. We would very much like to get through the defense witnesses tomorrow, Your Honor.
I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Well, that's the order that I'm making in terms of the times people need to show up. That gives you a range of people to select from.
I'm gonna have to see that what you're referring to then, because
Oh, I trust you wrote it down because that's what I did.
I
So
didn't. I
we
didn't
are at
write it down.
recess then for the evening. We'll see everyone tomorrow at 8:30
all right.
a.m.
So
Thank
if they
you,
don't get
everyone.
called like that, don't try to blame it on me.
I don't think there's anything else I need to cover at this time, unless there's something from either one of the parties. From the state first?
No, but we would like some further direction from the defendant as to who he wants here tomorrow morning.
From the company that brought you Alec Murdali comes another special toy. Prison Playmates is proud to present our new prison pal, Dolly Brooks. Dolly Brooks comes with over 30 fun and quirky phrases.
I do not consent to or agree to being called their name.
Oh, Dolly. Nobody cares.
Objection. Hearsay.
Dolly Brooks also comes with a unique set of accessories, like the Big Boy suit, the reversible mask, and his important documents.
Get your facts straight.
I'm not going to sit here and let somebody be inaccurate on the record and lie on the record.
Oh, Dolly, you're right. I forgot about the documents in this special box for just $15 extra. Are you happy that I mentioned them too, Dolly?
I just want the truth to be told.
But that's not all, Dolly, because for the first 500 orders, we'll also include these special shock shackles, absolutely free. What do you think about them, Dolly?
It should be noted that I had a shock device on my ankles. It is a fact. I was told that there were a shock device, which I know how a shock device looks because I've been through this before in Milwaukee.
Dolly Brooks is endless fun for all ages. You just never know what he's going to say next.
Can we move on to subject matter jurisdiction that hasn't been proved for the record?
Just remember, if you order now, you can get Dolly Brooks, his extra courtroom set, and the shock shackles for just $25.99. Don't wait. Call now.
I accept for value in return for value.
To order your Dolly Brooks, just call 867-530. That's 867-530. Call now.
You're gonna blame me. Lie to her. It's okay to lie to women. They're not people like us. I don't know. Hey, where's the other guy?
You could make a box fort. See, here's a box. You could pretend it's a fort. Actually, that sounds like fun. I want this. I'm king in here.
All right, Mr. Brooks, do you have any position on that? I am unmuting you. I would note he takes the headphones on and off throughout. He doesn't have them on. He's looking at a book.
I wish you would stop saying, look, I'm looking at the Bible. Thank you. It's not just a book, it's the book.
Can't disagree with you there, sir.
Yeah. How many people actually live by it, though? Anyway.
Sir, I'm contemplating putting an hour time limit on closing arguments.
I ain't doing no closing argument tomorrow.
The closing arguments will most likely be tomorrow.
I'm not doing it tomorrow.
Then you'll forfeit your right to give one, sir, because as we have...
You can't force me not. What type of court is this where you can say you're going to force somebody not to be able to give a closing argument? How is that lawful law?
If you choose not to give one...
How is that lawful law?
This 32-year-old guy wants to spend a Sunday afternoon chilling with a 13-year-old girl after texting her about getting stoned.
You say, I want to make love to you. Have you ever seen people have sex?
Man, I ain't trying to hear all that because at the end of the day, I did what you asked me to do.
She asked for it. She didn't ask for it. You sent it to her. And even if she did, I mean, you're not supposed to be sending stuff like that to somebody who says they're 13.
But instead of taking responsibility, he tries to blame it all on the decoy.
Did you know she said she was 18 when I met her? Did you know that?
I've got the transcript right here.
No, I'm not going to sit here and let somebody be inaccurate on the record and lie on the record.
As he gets up to leave and makes the long walk to the door, officers are in position, ready to arrest him.
Sheriff's office. Hands up! Hands up!
He's then taken to jail. And later, he starts crying.
Oh, face that way. Face that way.
It's the shoulders.
Oh, nice and easy on you. There you go. All right. All yours. You okay?
No. It hurts bad.
Your shoulder?
Bad.
Well, it's gonna be sore, man.
Yeah.
But at least you know nothing's broken, right?
Nothing broken. Well, why do I keep having this throbbing, burning pain if nothing's wrong?
I know the shoulder's struggling.
Bad.
Shoulder's worse than the knees, though?
Absolutely. I know something is wrong. I know something is wrong. My shoulder hurts too bad right now.
Sure.
I'm sorry, man. It hurts so bad I'm getting teary-eyed, dude. Like, seriously, I know something is wrong. And I haven't get any Tylenol. I haven't slept.
Sorry about that. Tylenol, that can just be their procedure.
Right. No, I was just asking.
Because you know, you've already figured out you're not an idiot. You're not a dumb man. You're a smart guy.
Right.
I see that.
Help us understand something. Where were you going, Darrell? So these parents
I
know
wanna understand
why their kid got hurt just the way you want to know why your kid got hurt.
So a
I
kid
want
got
to
hurt?
believe a lot of people did.
A lot of people got hurt.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Earlier you were there.
No, I'm saying a lot of people got hurt.
Yeah, there's people hurt, man.
Like that?
To me, it's a pretty good injury if a doctor's got to check you out or you got a broken leg.
Yeah, so what do you call my shoulder? I'm just making a joke, but yeah.
Well, I'm not laughing because there's nothing funny about this.
No, I was just saying. No, it's not. It's never been that. Dude, I don't take my life as a joke. I was just making a joke about my shoulder when you just said, you know, if it's a serious injury, if you got to get looked out. And I was just saying I had to get looked out, but they didn't say it was serious. They treated it like, oh,
let's say spend the night.
You're the guy in cuffs, so it's hurtful.
Can I show you something? That you? That's you.
Nah, I ain't got no. It look like whoever.
That's not you.
That's not me.
That's not you.
No, I don't.
Darrell.
That's a
Darrell.
That's you.
That's you, Darrell.
Why you say it like that, man?
Because we talked about the honesty piece. You keep telling me that you tell the truth when you did do something. You take responsibility when you do something.
Now, I just want to say this. When you said it wasn't the end of the world type thing, it is. It's over for me. It's over. Can't see your family. Can't see nobody. It's no guarantee you're even going to see tomorrow. I go to jail right now. I go to prison right now. At my age. There's no guarantee how long I'm going to have to be in prison. There's no guarantee if I ever see my mama again, because she's getting up there. I used to think that I was a lot stronger than what I am, you know, because my mom used to always tell me, you know, you got my strength, you strong, you strongest. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that you would go through that you can't get through because you have my strength. But it's like, you know, I struggle with a lot of times feeling like I'm a failure. Like, it's probably a lot of times where I probably shouldn't even be here. I've made a lot of mistakes. You know, a lot of mistakes. Almost 40 years old, and I'm still going through case after case after case. It's almost enough to just be like, the hell with it, man. And you got beautiful girls out there that you want to see grow up. My sister never got a chance to see her kids grow up because she passed away. What the fuck do I have to live for? To sit in prison? Like, who would want to have their last moments in a place like this, or in a cell somewhere, or in a jail somewhere? If I had to sit in jail right now, my life is over. I know y'all probably just think, oh, he's just talking. And it's crazy, man. I can't believe, man. I can't believe this is how my story ends, dog.
So seeing as how you sat with the prosecution for the entirety of this matter, it would be fair to assume that you know who the plaintiff is in this matter.
Yes, I do.
And who would the plaintiff be in this matter?
The state of Wisconsin.
Is that an entity or a living human being?
It's an entity.
How can an entity file a claim? You are aware that only a living, breathing human being can actually file a claim. An entity cannot walk into anywhere and file a claim if it's not even a real person.
Move to strike the statements by Mr. Brooks. Also object to the question that was asked at the end as irrelevant.
Or the request is granted, the jury will disregard the statement and the question asked.
No, I definitely object to that, Your Honor.
Your objection is noted. Under 906.11, I shall exercise reasonable control over the mode and order of interrogating witnesses. Please move on to a new topic. Or the cross-examination, I will end.
Do you see the state of Wisconsin present in the courtroom today?
Objection, argumentative, irrelevant.
Sustained. Final warning, sir. Next topic or the cross-examination, I will bring it to an end.
You don't got to keep doing that, Your Honor. You don't got to keep doing that.
It's my responsibility, sir, over this trial.
I'm informed. And
Thank you.
And
Next
I respect
topic.
that, but it's relevant for the jury to know the truth.
Move to strike, Your Honor.
Granted, the jury will disregard
Correct.
those last statements. They're
Objection
not
to that.
relevant. Mr. Brooks is not testifying. They misstate the law.
I object to that. That's not lawful law. It's
Noted.
untruthful.
All right, under 90611, I am now stopping the cross-examination. Any redirect by the state?
Objection to that, and I would like
Noted.
a legal finding of fact.
Go ahead, Attorney Opper.
Your Honor, for the record, this is a video. I'm going to play about the first 5 or 10 seconds for the witness to identify it before moving on, please.
Objection, because this seems like a whole new exhibit. This was never mentioned before. It was never.
I haven't seen it. I can't rule on it, sir, so let me see it, and I'll
when
take
did
your
it become an
objection under,
exhibit?
I'll
It
take the
was never an
objection under
exhibit before.
advisement. Go ahead,
I
Attorney
have
Opper.
all the exhibits.
Go ahead, Attorney Opper. I haven't seen it yet. There's nothing on my screen that I see it's now playing.
So now we just creating exhibits now. I have all the exhibits, and this was never in it.
Sir, do you recognize what's contained in State's Exhibit 178?
Objection.
Overruled.
Relevancy.
Overruled.
Leading.
Go ahead and answer.
Yes, I do.
What is it?
There was a still photo shown before of Mr. Brooks
This is
standing in front of the
mind-boggling.
Ford Escape. This is the video in which that still photo was taken from
Where'd you get this video from, sir?
Mr. Brooks' social media account.
Your Honor, move to admit 178 and permission to publish.
Objection. Your Honor, I have all the exhibits. They were provided.
Mr. Brooks, I'll take that up along with the other two issues I still need to
But
address.
how can you play something that I didn't even
Mr. Brooks,
have?
I'll take that up outside the presence of the jury.
This
Your
is
objections are
mind-boggling.
noted.
This is
It's
mind-boggling.
overruled.
Mind-boggling.
Actually, Your Honor, I changed my mind. I would like to play the audio, please.
Sustained.
This is mind-boggling.
So we will play the entire video, Your Honor.
He's just setting the foundation.
It's relevant. You
I
question this
question him
detective
about.
about
I
his
question him
knowledge.
about the steel frame from the video. The video wasn't even in the exhibits that I received. I actually didn't even receive them. They
Mr.
were
Brooks, please
obtained.
stop. The video's playing.
D-Mark got that heat.
I just got a load worth about a half a ticket. 30 in the blicker when I'm out here chasing chicken. Was observant to the game when I used to play the benches. Now I swipe Da Vinci, got them looking at me different. I can't miss him, yeah. AR with a stench, yeah. Venom when I kiss him, yeah. Kidnap you and misses, yeah. Work all in the kitchen, damn. Money by the ceiling fan. Shorty wanna take a chance, I'ma need a cash advance. Only fuck with real gritters, and I've been around gorillas ever since a little nigga fucking on my babysitter. Put some prices on a nigga, you know they gon' come and get you. You see how them hollows did him, now he look like Tyson hit him. I was in the slums, any weather, I was still trapping, sliding on the pussy early morning. Bitch, you still lacking, caught him in the mall, had to tuck it in my heel figure. You know I got steel with him, fully not that little pistol. Heard they putting cameras on the lights, bitch, we still dealing. Give a fuck about the past, nigga, I'ma still kill you. No love for the suckers, listen, put them in the field, we bliss them. Shoot out all the ammunition, they move like some caterpillars. Post this on your social feed, addies that extend release. Two cent boy, your talk is cheap, I won't stop till you deceased. Coming out your face, you bleed. Carbons, we gon' sweep the scene. Senses, we gon' find the heat. Take you out the movie screen. Got another low, how we playing with them digits. Weighing up them bowls, hella coke around the digi. Playing with them bloods, they gon' pop you like a skillet. Nigga, I'm a menace, and that's word to Mr. Wilson.
I hate that song. Why am I singing it? To be blunt, which I've been since the beginning of this trial, obviously, I see the whole strategy here by the prosecution. I see right through it. Don't have any cross-examination, mainly because you've already schooled the people getting on the stand on how to answer certain things.
Well, that is completely speculative on your part without
It's
any
obvious.
basis in law or fact.
It's obvious.
Sir, you said you wanted to raise a legal issue. What's the legal issue?
The legal issue is how is the state allowed to coach the
You're
people getting on
assuming
the
they
stand?
spoke to them and coached them.
It's obvious. I'm not stupid.
Well, I disagree with that, sir. Again, you could ask
All of a
questions to
sudden,
lay a foundation
all of a sudden the
with
state
these
don't got,
witnesses.
all of a sudden, for the first time in trial, all of a sudden now they don't got no cross. That's clearly a rush to try to get through the case. Hurry up. We just gonna let these people go.
Well, this is argument.
Come on, man.
This is argument on your part, sir. It is pure commentary
I just want
at this
that on
point.
the record. I see through it. I find that
All right,
very.
I'm having the jury brought out. I'm instructing you to
on,
avoid
man.
the commentary when the jury comes out, or you will
I didn't
forfeit
say-
your right to be
I didn't
present.
say nothing.
Before we do that, there's an issue that we do need to take up. So as long as the jury's out, we should probably discuss that. I would like to provide the defendant and the court with a copy.
So that had
of
to be said. So it's the defendant.
That's not how it was said.
That was how I said. You want to run the record back?
Mr. Brooks.
So I'm the only one. I got one. I
Mr.
got one
Brooks.
ear that work, and I heard that.
This
Come on,
is
man.
to benefit you so
No,
that
it's
you
not.
understand
Ain't none of
your
this to benefit
witness
me, so let's be
has
clear
a
about
prior
that.
record.
Your Honor, when I leave the table, I'm away from the courtroom, and I have to elevate my voice.
So can
Your
you
Honor,
tell?
I
can you
believe he
please-
has 7 prior convictions via OWI second from 2006.
All right, I need to take a break. This man right now is having a stare down with me. It's very disrespectful. He pounded his fist. Frankly, it makes me scared. And we're taking a break.
The fact of the matter is, just like I did with my opening statements, I don't have a well-prepared or rehearsed speech. I didn't look in the mirror and say certain points to myself over and over again to make sure I have them right or anything like that. I've chosen to speak from the heart.
All right, everybody, we're going to be playing the Amber Heard cartoon animation version. And also, hello, Passion. Good to see you. So, this is the animation of Amber Heard South Park style.
Amber, just to orient you and the jury, at this time we are in the rebuttal to your counterclaim against Mr. Depp. So I'm going to confine my questions to that, okay?
All right.
Amber, how have the Depp-Waldman statements impacted your ability to do charitable work?
You know, the only reason that people like Dr. Curry can sit up here on the stand and say I'm high functioning and I do things like have hobbies and have interests is
Objection,
because I'm not.
non-responsive.
Your Honor, Mr. Depp gave long-winded responses yesterday.
Good. It's because I found a solution to that pain. I woke up every morning with panic attacks and trauma until I realized I could do something with it. So to answer your question, Ben, I was able to turn the things that I've lived through, my pain, my life experiences, into work, into action, into providing a voice for other people. I'm not a saint. I'm not trying to present myself as one, as you all know, but I selfishly found relief in being able to use what I've lived through to advocate for others, to bring light to these issues, to give a voice to people who don't have the voice and the platform that I have. And while I would not wish this situation on my worst enemy, if it gives a voice to someone who doesn't have it, but I now, as I stand here today, can't have a career. I can't even have people associate with me because of the threats and the attacks that they have to endure.
Objection, non-responsive.
And I can't do my charity work.
Sustain the objection.
What do you hope to reclaim after this is over?
Protecting the secret that I did for as long as I did has taken enough of my voice. I have the right to tell my story. I have the right to say what happened to me. I have the right to my voice and my name. I have a right as an American to talk about what happened to me, to own my story and my truth. I have that right. I hope to get my voice back. It's all I want. And I've said that from day one.
Thank you, Amber. I don't have anything else.
All right, cross-examination.
Ms. Heard, you just testified that this case has been very hard for you. So let's talk about that and why.
All right.
Your lies have been exposed to the world multiple times, right?
I haven't lied about anything I've been here to say.
You sat here and told this jury that the events in Hicksville started with Mr. Depp getting really upset about a woman leaning on you. Is that correct?
Yes, that's effectively what happened, yeah.
You testified that he actually grabbed that woman's wrist and twisted it, right?
And told her that he could effectively break her wrist by saying he knew how many pounds of pressure, or asking her how many pounds of pressure it took to break a human wrist.
But your own witness, your former best friend, Rocky Pennington, she didn't corroborate that, did she?
I'm not quite sure what part of that night she saw. There were a lot of people there.
She didn't testify that Mr. Depp grabbed anyone's wrist in Hicksville.
Again, I don't know what Rocky saw. There were a lot of people there that night.
You testified that once you brought Mr. Depp back to your trailer, he trashed it, correct?
That is correct.
And the manager of the Hicksville trailer park was furious that Johnny had wrecked the whole thing. Do you remember that testimony?
That's correct.
Well, we heard from that manager of the Hicksville trailer park, Morgan Knight, on Monday, didn't we?
I'm not quite sure who that guy was or if he had any involvement in this. I know a lot of people have come out of the woodwork to be involved.
So you're accusing Mr. Knight of testifying and committing perjury?
I'm not accusing anyone. I just don't recognize that man.
You heard Mr. Knight testify that it was actually you who was upset with Mr. Depp spending time away from him. Isn't that correct?
How would he know? He wasn't there.
You heard Mr. Knight testify that it was actually you who was yelling at Mr. Depp.
Again, I've heard a lot of people say a lot of things to be involved in the Johnny Depp show, but he wasn't there. He doesn't know. And he certainly doesn't know what happened behind closed doors, like most people.
So you're calling Mr. Knight a liar?
I am saying he wasn't there, and what he testified to doesn't match what I know happened. But I don't fault him. He wasn't there, so how would he know?
He testified he was there, Ms. Heard. Did you hear that?
That's his testimony, yes.
So you're calling him a liar?
I'm just saying he wasn't there.
Another liar on the stand?
I just know that that's incorrect.
You didn't expect as many people to show up and testify on his behalf that did you?
Incorrect.
When you told this jury under oath that you punched Mr. Depp because you thought of Mr. Depp pushing Kate Moss down the stairs, you didn't expect Ms. Moss to agree to testify that never happened, did you?
Incorrect. I know how many people will come out of the woodwork to be in support of Johnny.
So you think Ms. Moss needs to come out of the woodwork to testify for Mr. Depp?
Everybody who was around in the 90s and the early aughts knew that rumor. I had heard that rumor from multiple people. Of course, that's what flashed through my head when my violent husband not only swung for me, but all of a sudden swung for my sister. Of course I thought of that. I did not expect her to show up or not expect her to show up. It didn't matter. It doesn't change what I believed at the time when we were on the stairs and I thought he was going to kill my sister by pushing her down the stairs.
You told this jury under oath that Mr. Depp was aggressive and trashed a trailer in Hicksville. You didn't expect the manager of the Hicksville property, Morgan Knight, to come forward and testify that was untrue, did you?
Incorrect. I've already been through trials with this man. I know how many people will come out in support of him.
When you told this jury under oath that you had no idea that the paparazzi would be at the courthouse on May 27th, 2016, you didn't expect a TMZ employee to show up to testify that TMZ had been alerted that you would be at the courthouse and knew exactly which side of your face to take a picture of, did you?
I know how many people will come out and say whatever for him. That's his power. That's why I wrote the op-ed. I was speaking to that phenomenon. How many people will come out in support of him and will fall to his power? He is a very powerful man, and people love currying favor with powerful men.
Currying
I know
favor
that
and
firsthand. I've
risking
lived
jail
it.
time for committing perjury?
Excuse me? I didn't hear your question.
You didn't
Excuse
hear my
me?
question?
Ms. Vasquez, if you do mind, please just repeat the question. I didn't hear you.
Curry favor and commit perjury in this courtroom?
I have
For
seen
a
people
powerful
do this.
man?
I have seen people do this time and time again. That's why I wrote the op-ed.
You didn't expect Keenan Wyatt, Mr. Depp's longtime sound technician, to show up and testify that Mr. Depp is not being fed lines through his earpieces, but instead music, did you?
Not that it matters much, but of course I did. I know how his employees treat him.
So you
I know how
probably-
his team treats him. Of course I expected that.
Okay, so you probably expected Isaac Baruch to come and testify for Mr. Depp, right?
I'm not sure I thought about that.
Yeah. But you didn't expect Mr. Baruch to weep for Mr. Depp after what you've put him through and so many others with your lies.
I
did you?
relate to Isaac because he and I are
There's
the
no
only
further
ones who have
questions, Your
cried
Honor.
on this stand.
Nothing further.
All right. We'll go ahead and take a modified lunch recess just till 12:50. We'll come back at 12:50. We just have a few jury instructions left we have to do. Before you leave, I'll make sure you have copies of the jury instructions in the order that I'm going to read them, and you should be able to prepare for your closing arguments for tomorrow, okay?
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you at 12:50 then. All right. Thank you. Be seated. Cross-examination.
This is part 2.
Good afternoon, Ms. Heard.
Good afternoon.
You settled your divorce from Mr. Depp in August of 2016, right?
That sounds right.
And in connection with that settlement, you received $7 million from Mr. Depp, true?
That's correct.
And then you released a statement in which you claimed you would be donating the entire $7 million to charity, right?
Yes, that's correct.
So in this October 2018 interview, you said that you had, quote, donated, end quote, your entire divorce settlement to charity, right?
That's correct.
And in fact, your exact words were, quote, $7 million in total was donated to, I split it between the ACLU and the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, end quote. Right?
That's correct. I made that statement as soon as I got a divorce and we reached the settlement. That's when I pledged it, right then.
And you say this because you, quote, wanted nothing, end quote.
That is correct.
But you hadn't donated the $7 million divorce settlement to charity. Isn't that right?
Incorrect. I pledged the entirety of the
Ms. Heard,
settlement, $7
that's not
million
my
to
question.
charity, and I
Ms. Heard,
intend to
Ms.
fulfill
Heard,
those obligations.
Ms. Heard, that's not my question. Please,
What was
try
your
to answer
question?
my question. Sitting here today, you have not donated the $7 million, donated, not pledged, donated the $7 million divorce settlement to charity.
I use pledge and donation synonymous with one another.
But I
the same
don't.
thing.
Ms. Heard, I don't use it synonymously.
That's how donations are paid.
Ms. Heard, respectfully, that's not my question. As of today, you have not paid $3.5 million of your own money to the ACLU. Yes or no?
I have not yet.
And as of today, you have not paid $3.5 million of your own money to the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, correct?
I have not yet. Johnny sued me.
So as of today, you have not donated, paid $7 million of your divorce settlement to charity, right?
I have not been able to fulfill those obligations yet.
And that's because you did want something, didn't you?
I didn't want anything and I didn't get anything.
You wanted Mr. Depp's money.
Didn't get it, wasn't interested in it. I loved Johnny, that's why I was with him.
You wanted praise for donating the money, right?
That's incorrect.
You wanted good press.
In general, one does want good press, yes.
You wanted to seem altruistic publicly.
Wasn't my interest. My interest is in my name and clearing my name, and at the time I was being called a liar and my motives were being questioned. I did see it as important to clear that up. I wanted to make a statement to make sure that there was not any doubt that I couldn't be labeled these things just because Johnny was a bigger star and had more publicity reach.
You wanted to remind everyone of your claims of domestic violence against Mr. Depp, right?
No, I wanted to move on with my life.
You wanted to make those claims seem believable.
They are believable. They were
You wanted
believable.
them to be seen, you wanted to be seen, as a noble victim of domestic violence, didn't
I have
you?
never wanted to be seen as a victim. Nor have I ever called myself one.
You testified under oath that, quote, the entirety of your divorce settlement was donated to charity, end quote, didn't you?
That's correct. I pledged the entirety.
No. Ms. Heard, my questions. Your counsel will have time to redirect you after. You testified under oath, quote, the entirety of your divorce settlement was donated to charity, end quote.
That is correct. I pledged the entirety.
I'm going to move to strike everything after yes.
All right, next question.
Under oath, that statement wasn't true, was it, Ms. Heard?
I'm sorry, I don't follow your question. Sorry.
You testified under oath, quote, the entirety of my divorce settlement was donated to charity, end quote. That statement wasn't true.
It is true. I pledged the entirety to charity.
The statement...
When you say you buy a house, you don't pay
Ms.
for the
Heard,
entire
Ms.
house
Heard,
at one
respectfully,
time. You pay it
I'm
over
not
time.
asking, Ms. Heard.
All right, next question, please.
Thank you. That statement isn't true today, as you sit here today, is it?
It is true. I pledged the entirety.
But you didn't donate it.
Unfortunately,
you didn't donate it. It's a yes or no.
I haven't been able to to fulfill those
So that's
obligations.
a no, right, Ms. Heard?
I made the pledge. I want to be very clear. I pledged the entirety. I haven't been able to fulfill those pledges because I've been sued.
You had all of the $7 million for 13 months before Mr. Depp sued you, and you chose not to pay it to the charities you pledged it to. Is that correct, Ms.
I
Heard?
disagree with your characterization of that.
I think this, if Your Honor is
Okay,
fine,
you said
this is a good
this is
stopping
breaking point. Okay, that's fine. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll stop here for the evening. Remember tonight, do not do any outside research and do not discuss the case with anybody. I know these days are a little longer, and I appreciate your patience and taking care of everything here. Please take care of yourself tonight, okay? And we'll see you in the morning at 9 a.m.
All right, hello there, Joyce, and thank you for telling me your thoughts on the matter. All right, I hear what you're saying. Thank you for telling me your opinion about this. All right, so I'm going to play the next part right here. This is one from TikTok. I wish all of you happy Thanksgiving, especially those that are coming in, and let's continue. All right.
My dog stepped on a bee.
Objection, relevance.
And he said, I don't think now's a good time to go. And I thought, it's the perfect time. She's not going to be home for 2 days. And then he showed me a photograph.
What was the photograph of Mr. Depp?
It was a photograph of the bed, our bed. And on my side of the bed, was human fecal matter. So I understood why it wasn't a good time to go down there.
Mr. Depp mentions Aquaman, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Mr. Depp got you that role in Aquaman, didn't he?
Excuse me?
Mr. Depp got you that role in Aquaman, didn't he?
No, Miss Vasquez, I got myself that role by auditioning.
Pedal my way back. Sorry, I can't hear you.
Aquaman!
Oh.
Did I read that right?
You certainly did, yes, sir.
Did I read that right?
You certainly did, yes.
Did I read that right?
You did.
Did I read that right?
You did.
Did I read that right?
You did, sir.
Did I read that right?
You continue to read them right, yes.
And you were drinking pretty heavily.
Were you there?
You poured yourself a mega pint of red wine, correct?
A mega pint?
Yeah.
I poured myself a large glass of wine.
Right.
I thought it necessary.
Right.
Now, you know that Ms. Heard was...
Excuse me. I
I'm sorry?
didn't hear the beginning of what you started saying.
I said, let's start with the makeup.
Okay.
Okay. Are you familiar with Amica cream?
What is it?
Amica?
Amica?
Yes.
No.
Okay. And you don't know whether she had applied Amica cream, correct?
No.
And
I
you-
didn't even know what Amica cream is.
Do you know whether she had applied any Amica cream that morning to her face?
No.
In any of those 3.5
When?
years, do you know whether Amber had any Amica cream on that day?
No.
Do you know whether she was wearing any Amica cream?
Sir, if you could just answer
I'm
the
sorry.
question.
I'm totally sorry. I'm
Thank you,
sorry.
sir.
That, no.
You will not see my eyes again.
Mr. Depp hasn't looked at you once this entire trial. He promised you would never see his eyes again.
Why can't he look at me? I survived that man and I'm here and I'm able to look at him.
Sitting here today, Ms. Heard, you still haven't donated the $7 million divorce settlement to charity.
Incorrect. I pledged the entirety. I intend to fulfill those obligations.
Ms. Heard, that's not my question. And that's because you did want something. You wanted Mr. Depp's money.
I loved Johnny. That's why I was with him.
She's a liar.
You wanted to be seen as a noble victim,
I have
didn't you?
never wanted to be seen as a victim.
You gave Mr. Depp a knife as a gift.
I gave him a knife for a birthday present.
What?
Happy birthday to you.
Aquaman.
Mr. Depp got you that role in Aquaman, didn't he?
Excuse me? No, Miss Vasquez, I got myself that role by auditioning.
Your jealousy is so tragic.
Do you recall?
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
What?
Objection leading.
Do you have?
No.
Objection, Your Honor.
Is the black?
Objection, Your Honor. Calls for speculation, leading. Objection leading.
I'm trying.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
I don't have any more questions, Your Honor.
All right,
We're done. You will not see my eyes again.
This is the man I loved, Yes, it was awful at times, but I loved him and what he
Objection, Your Honor, non-responsive.
Aquaman.
Alright, so that is the animation. And for now, I'm going to play the Amber Heard trial. So now, I'll see if I can find any more cartoons, but that's it for now. With the cartoons. Okay.
Grieving her that I got a call that I should be expecting a script for my role in Aquaman 2.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
It's not offered to prove the truth of the matter.
Overruled.
Go ahead.
So I was waiting a schedule and a script for that. Feeling concerned that, I wouldn't have enough time to grieve before having to get back into work. I had a press schedule to promote the TV series I was doing, and I was shooting things for this beauty brand. And then I remember at that time the beauty brand had to suspend posting what I just shot for them because they were getting bombarded.
Objection, Your Honor, this is hearsay.
Okay, let's see, Alright, so the reference to, Lynn says, Alien, a lot complained about someone else but didn't get banned. Yeah, I think you're referring to maybe Remy. She basically, yeah, I've heard that she has done things, and over time I accumulated the information. It was brought to me earlier this year about her And it is my channel, so anybody that doesn't like it can leave. But anyway, about that, when I gathered more information about what she was doing, she was gone for a while, and people kind of like wanted to make up with her or were asking about her, and I gave her an ultimatum that if she didn't apologize to the others, and I exposed her all over different chat rooms, that we would take her, out of the picture. So she decided to apologize to the others and make peace with them. And if she ever does it again, I will take her out for good. But yeah, there is an ultimatum that they were trying to get her to talk, and we exposed her, and she just apologized to them and got out, and we took her out. And also this other individual that was taken out, many were telling him, D-Sauce, to tone it down with the sexual jokes that he was doing, and there was some complaints about him. I felt it was best to, after the vast complaints had happened, to, I didn't want to deal with the drama with it anymore, so I took him out the channel. Right. That's what I did. And I think, Remy being mean to people and somebody saying these different things are, different situations, and I didn't want to deal with the drama in the chat room anymore. And this is all we're going to say in this matter, okay? We're going to move on to another topic. Thank you.
I'll sustain the objection.
Okay. All right. They said no. I mean, they suspended what I had shot.
Objection, Your Honor.
She can testify to that, Your Honor. She has to be able to testify.
I'll sustain the objection.
Okay. Were you actively involved in campaigns for L'Oreal before these articles?
I was.
Were you actively involved in campaigns with L'Oreal after these articles?
No.
Were you with the Stand? You were talking about the TV series. That was the Stand, correct?
Yes, the TV series that I had already completed.
All right. And were you actively involved in publicity for the Stand prior to these articles?
Yes, I was.
Were you actively involved in the publicity after these articles?
No, shoots were canceled. Things were canceled.
With respect to Aquaman 1, Aquaman 2, you'd already starred in Aquaman 1, right? Just so and they called it Aquaman at that time, but now there's an Aquaman 2, just right for...
That's correct.
Okay. So were you actively scheduling timing for filming and scripts for Aquaman 2 before these articles?
Yes, I was.
Were you actively scheduling after these articles?
No. The communications stopped at that point.
All right. I'm going to... Michelle, can you bring up Defendant's Exhibit 1258? I'm going to show you what has been marked as Defendant's Exhibit 1258. It's dated September 21, 2015. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
Okay. What is it?
It is the Justice League Aquaman contract.
Okay, Your Honor, I'm going to move the admission of Defendant's Exhibit 1258.
Any objection?
Yes, Your Honor. May we approach?
Oh, sure. Yes, ma'am.
Picture number 2, at the time you entered into the contract and with on Justice League, did they know what the picture would be?
No, as I mentioned before, when you do the contract...
Objection calls for speculation.
All right, I'll sustain that objection.
Okay. So ultimately, what was picture number 2?
Aquaman.
All right. And then what was it for picture number 3?
Aquaman 2.
Okay, and what was the fee under the option agreement at that time?
$2 million.
Okay. Now, did you have contracts with L'Oreal?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And can you just describe for the jury what was involved with L'Oreal? You talked about being involved in campaigns and then not. Just explain that to them if you can.
As a spokesperson, I'm just involved with the brand as a representative, and a certain amount of commitment you have to do throughout the year on social media and on red carpets promoting various products or causes they're advancing. Generally, it's just like a brand ambassadorship.
Okay. And did you, let's pull up 1262. And this is dated as of April 25, 2018, correct?
That's correct.
Was that your first contract with L'Oreal?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. And was that for a term, a specific term?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Was it for 2 years?
Yes, it says 2-year contract, and that sounds right.
All right. And then I'm going to ask you to turn to 1264. And that's April 20, 2020. And what, if anything, did L'Oreal do with regard to extending your contract then?
They extended it. They chose to extend it with the option to kind of...
All right. And did they extend it just an additional 3 months? If you look at paragraph 1.
Let's see. Yes, they did.
Okay. And what, if any, work did you do for L'Oreal after these 3 statements were made?
I have only been able to participate in, I believe, 1 live event that they also couldn't promote or use the material from because of...
Objection, Your Honor. Calls for speculation and
I'll
hearsay.
sustain the objection.
Okay. Now let's go to 1265. And this is, as of November 15, 2021, this is another extension with L'Oreal, correct?
Yes, it is.
And if you look at the second option term under paragraph 1, it's an extension of 20 months, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And what, if any, work have you been able to do for L'Oreal since this contract?
As I stated, I believe I've only done 1 in-person event with them, and they couldn't use the material.
Okay. Now, let's talk about the stand for a minute. Let's pull up 1263. And this is dated July 3, 2019. And I believe you indicated that you had already filmed it by the time these statements were made in April and June of 2020. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And what, if any, marketing opportunities were you participating in prior to those articles?
We had appearances, talk show, press, the normal kind of group cast press junket, promotional material, photo shoot, and I had various publicity engagements lined up, like a magazine cover, that sort of thing, to promote the film. To promote the series.
And what, if anything, were you able to do with marketing opportunities after the 3 articles were published?
None.
What, if any, covers were you on after that for the stand?
They pulled the offer for that, so none.
Okay. And while we're on this agreement, if you look at the second page, how much were you paid for the stand? It's at 6C. $200,000.
Oh, $200,000 an episode.
Okay. Now let's pull up Defendant's Exhibit 1266. Have you been able to get any work since that time?
I have done 1 small independent film.
Okay, and tell the jury what that is.
I shot a film in Guatemala. It's a small independent, meaning it doesn't have distribution or, it doesn't have distribution or anything. It's a lower budget film that I had been attached to for many years called Into the Fire.
Okay. And 1266 has as of January 13, 2022. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay. When did you actually film for this in Guatemala?
March. I believe it was March of this year.
Okay. And do you recall what your compensation was for that?
I don't off the top of my head. I'm
If
sorry.
you can look at ALH 17628, it's paragraph 6A.
Oh, 65,000.
Okay. And have you participated in Aquaman 2?
I have.
And tell us about that.
I had to fight I fought really hard to stay in the movie. They didn't want to include me in the film.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
I'll sustain the objection.
Okay. Were you ultimately able to get to film in Aquaman 2?
A very pared down version of that role, yes.
Okay. What, if anything, changed in the script?
They took away a lot of...
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
I think she can
lack of foundation.
Overruled as the script.
Go ahead.
I was given a script and then given new versions of the script that had taken away scenes that had action in it, that depicted my character and another character, without giving any spoilers away. You know, they're two characters fighting with one another, and they basically took a bunch out of my role. They just removed a bunch out.
And what, if any, leverage did you have to negotiate a higher salary beyond the $2 million?
Objection, speculation.
I'll sustain the objection.
What, if any, effort did you make to negotiate a higher salary for your participation?
I couldn't renegotiate my contract.
And why not?
Objection, this calls for hearsay and speculation.
Do you know why?
Still the same objections, Your Honor.
I'll sustain the objection.
All right. Amber, I'm going to ask you to describe to this jury the emotional impact on you of these three statements that we have talked about, these three counterclaim statements. Please describe how this has impacted you.
These statements are used over and over and over and over again online to reverberate, re-echo, and re-energize.
Objection, Your Honor, this is not responsive, lack of foundation, and hearsay.
She gets to give her consent for it.
Well, the question was your emotional impact of these statements.
Okay.
The impact it has on me is every time I look at it, which is every day. I am set back. I have to relive it. I have to have the worst, most painful things I've ever gone through, painful memories I've ever had, the things I've narrowly survived at times, embarrassing, intimate details that I never wanted to be known, never wanted to be public ever, and to have them used every single day to call me a liar. I have to relive this every single day that I have to address those claims. Over and over again, the most intimate, embarrassing, deeply humiliating and personal things that I've survived are used against me every day. Over and over again. It's torture. I'm in so much pain emotionally. I just wanted him to leave me alone. I wanted to move on with my life. And he won't let me. by making statements like this, he won't let me. I have to be here today. I have to be reliving it every single time. He, with these statements, with these leaks, these comments, once again makes me have to speak to the most horrifying things I have lived through. It's torture. It's torturous. I want you to have to do that. I want to move on with my life. I have a baby. I want to move on. I want to move on. I want Johnny to move on too. I want him to leave me alone.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, it's probably a good time to go ahead and take our afternoon recess.
What, if any, contact did you have with Mr. Depp during the period from April 21 to May 21, 2016?
I had no physical contact with him.
Okay. I'm going to take you to May 2nd, 2016, the Met Gala. Can you please just briefly describe to the jury what a Met Gala is, where it is, and what's involved?
It's arguably the biggest fashion kind of celebrity event, red carpet event of the year. It happens every year in New York City.
And were you invited?
I was invited. Typically, designers will invite people in the public eye to be their, guests, and they will typically dress them, and it's a way for designers or fashion to kind of intersect with a celebrity world, and it's a big event held at the museum every year.
And what, if anything, did you and Mr. Depp do to prepare for that Met Gala?
Well, Johnny and I were we were dressed by Ralph Lauren, guests of Ralph Lauren, and Johnny missed the fitting because it was happening around the date of my birthday party in Los Angeles. But we were planning on going together as Ralph Lauren's guests.
Okay. And did you show up?
I did. I didn't have a phone at the time because I couldn't get it reinstated after Johnny threw it out of the window because no one on his team would respond to me. So I had no way to kind of reinstall it. I had, it's no point in getting a burner phone if you don't know anyone's phone number. So I wasn't sure really what was going on or when he would show up or if he would show up. No one would talk to me on his team. No one would tell me. I didn't know. So I ended up going by myself. Frankly, I wasn't sure if he'd show up and, on the carpet or if he'd show up at the hotel shortly before. I had no way of knowing.
And then did you attend the Met Gala?
I did. I got out of the car and walked the red carpet by myself, escorted by somebody from Ralph Lauren's team. And I sat next to an empty place setting for Johnny that they cleared as soon as we realized that that he had effectively stood me up on the carpet.
Who did you meet at the Met Gala?
I was standing in line right in front of a gentleman. It was Elon. I didn't recognize him until we started talking. And he had reminded me that we had met once before. He was with his mother.
Okay. And did you strike up a friendship with Mr. Musk after that?
We did. We, as I mentioned, we spoke on the red carpet, kind of on the waiting line of the carpet. He seemed like a real gentleman. He was really nice, and he sat next to me. Well, not next to me. He sat kind of in a nearby table, and we got to speaking that night, and then eventually became friends.
Okay. I'm going to, Michelle, can you pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 46? It's already in evidence. It's Aaron Filati's notes. And I'm going to ask you to go to page 30. And I'm going to direct your attention to the entry for 5/11/2016, where it says, if I can see, here we go. Let me see if I can do some reasonable highlighting here. Okay, it says client laughed and also reported using illicit drugs, mushrooms and MDMA on 5/9/2016 at home with a high-profile male acquaintance. Client reported that her husband was not aware of the male visitor nor her illicit drug use. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
Who was the high-profile male acquaintance that visited your home on 5/9/2016?
I don't recall even being in LA at that time.
Where were you?
I don't recall. I believe I was in London at the time.
Okay. Did you have a male high-profile client at your home in or around 5/9/2016?
Not around that date. It seems like it's a wrong date.
Okay. And did you use illicit drugs, mushrooms, and MDMA with any high-profile client?
No, I did that at the Coachella Music Festival, and that was the end of that. I learned the hard way that that was a terrible idea.
All right. Well, while we are on these same notes, I'm going to refer to the Coachella, which is up above, and it says it states she ingested mushrooms and MDMA simultaneously while also consuming alcohol, and states she vomited and was high for at least 24 hours straight. Were you high for at least 24 hours straight?
No, I was not. I felt awful, but I was at home feeling awful, at home meaning at the hotel, with my best friend in bed.
Okay. Well, while I'm still on these notes, let's go. I know while Aaron Filati was testifying, we recall the 5/21/2016 isn't on here. You'd sent her pictures, correct?
Yes,
okay.
I did.
Then let's go to 5/26/2016, and it says, client reports having the hardest week of my life. Client states she cannot deal with the negative media publicity she has received. And then if we can jump that up, Michelle, to the next page, surrounding the divorce she requested from her husband, J.D. Do you see that?
I do.
Okay. When did you go in for the DVTRO?
May 27th.
So that was the day after Aaron Filati's note saying you just had the toughest week of your life?
That's correct.
Okay. While we are still on this one, let's go up to the first page for the client history. When did you provide a client history to Aaron Filati?
Never.
When did you first get assigned Aaron Filati?
I believe September of 2014.
Okay. Now it says here that client reports a history of substance abuse, including an addiction to cocaine and liquor. When did you have a history of substance abuse, including addiction to cocaine and liquor?
I did not. There's a lot of mistakes in here.
Okay. Did you ever use cocaine?
I have. I used cocaine a few times when I was 18, 19 years old, but stopped using any drugs, including cocaine, when I got into a relationship with my ex-partner. She was very against that, and I'm glad for it.
Okay. Then it also says here that I'm going to move up a little. Here we go. Client admits to history of anxiety, eating disorder, attention deficit disorder, bipolar disorder, codependence issues, and occasional insomnia. When have you had an eating disorder?
I've never had an eating disorder.
Okay. When have you been diagnosed with bipolar disorder?
I've never been diagnosed with bipolar disorder.
When have you been diagnosed with codependence issues?
I have never been diagnosed with codependency issues, although arguably at the time, from where I stand now, I can see that the relationship I was in with Johnny was certainly codependent.
Okay.
But I wouldn't have reported that at the time. I didn't know about that.
All right, and then can we move up a little bit more, Michelle? Thank you. It has, per report from JD, Debbie RN, Dr. Kipper, client AH has reportedly been experiencing increased anxiety and agitation recently and has had several outbursts of anger and rage. Were you present for this being reported to Ms. Filati?
No, this is the detox.
Okay.
This is Johnny's.
And it also says your mood has been labile. What, if any, outbursts of anger and rage and labile mood did you exhibit during the detox?
None that she would have seen. None. I was there for Johnny's detox. This is what Johnny was going through. This is not me.
Okay. And at the time of the detox, was Erin Filati your nurse yet?
No, I didn't know her, and she wasn't there.
Okay. Thank you very much. You can take this down, Michelle. Now, I'm going to take you to May 21, 2016, and I'd like you to describe for the jury what took place that evening in connection with Mr. Depp.
Johnny and I had not seen each other for the better part of a month, or about a month. I was traveling. I had just shot a campaign in Italy. I spoke to him around that time when I was in Italy. I had gotten a phone. My parents got a hold of me. After I spoke to my parents, I communicated with Johnny. He, on that phone call, I didn't know what was going on with him for those weeks. With his sobriety, I didn't know where his state was. I didn't know what state he was in. And when I spoke to him, he was saying what I can only just, he was going on about scientists and DNA and feces, that he had some scientific analysis done and DNA analysis done, and that as soon as I heard about this feces, he thought that was a prank, and he was going on about all the scientists that he had conferred about the DNA results with. I just thought he was out of his mind, and thought clearly the drinking and the drugs are not getting better. Clearly the delusions aren't better. So
Objection calls for speculation.
Your Honor, it's not about the truth of the matter. We're talking about what her...
I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
Please continue.
So I hung up from that phone call, assuming that, and then spoke to him once my parents got a hold of me to tell me about Betty Sue. We made a plan, Johnny and I, for him to come over. He said he really needed his wife. He had lost his mother and he missed his wife. He really needed his wife. He said it over and over again. I felt torn. I felt conflicted. I didn't think, obviously, the situation hadn't gotten better with Johnny mentally, and I was afraid that all the work and progress and distance I had finally got on the relationship for the first time. I had a month of distance on it, I didn't want that to be undone, but I also wanted to be, I was affected by the fact that his mother had passed. So he said he wanted to come over and talk about that, and he said he needed his wife, and we made a plan. We made a plan for him to come over during the day, thinking that might mitigate the amount that he would be drinking. Night is a little bit more dangerous. And in the early evening hours, I get a text from him that he's almost there, or that he's there. I think it was around 7:15 or so. And he came over, and we sat on the couch, and at first it was relatively peaceful. I mean, I could tell he was inebriated, but it makes sense. In my head, it made sense. He wasn't like incoherent. It was peaceful. And then he starts talking about the feces again, and this prank that he said one of my friends had left for him in my bed that he wasn't going to be at. And I tried to point out how that didn't make any sense. I'm not even going to be there. I wasn't there. And my friends wouldn't do that. That's not something a bunch of 30-year-old women think is funny. What is he talking about? And he just kept going on and on about it. So I text my friend that it's...
Objection, hearsay.
Don't tell the jury what you texted your friend, but go to the next thing. What did you do next?
I called my friend thinking that it would quell this, what I could only see as a delusion. I thought it was just a delusion he was having, and I thought, oh, I'll hopefully, quell this by calling my friend to if he hears my friend say that didn't happen.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
It's not offered to prove the truth of it. Thank you. Please continue.
So I thought if I could get my friend on the phone to prove that this didn't happen, we could move on and talk about the issues that we should be talking about. Our marriage was over and falling apart in front of our eyes. We hadn't seen each other for a month, and his mom had just passed. I couldn't believe he wanted to talk about feces. So I call this friend thinking that we'll take care of it. The friend doesn't answer. I call another friend who is someone else he claimed. I don't know how both people did this, but he was claiming that this person was responsible. So I called that person. And that person is on speakerphone. And I say...
Tell us who that person is.
Io.
Io, tell it right?
Io, tell it right.
Okay. And then you put him on speakerphone with Johnny.
Right in front of Johnny.
Okay. And what happened next?
I allowed for an opportunity for Io to say why this is impossible.
Objection, hearsay.
It's not offered to prove the truth of the matter, is asserted, Your Honor. It's explaining the context that leads to the next acts.
Your Honor, it is being offered to prove
We're not here about whether Io...
I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
All right. All right, so Io is talking. You can't tell us what he said. Okay.
Objection, Your Honor.
Correct?
May we approach?
Okay.
So Io is talking. We can't say what he said. What is the next thing that happens on your end with Mr. Depp?
It just made Johnny madder. He got more upset, grabbed the phone, and started screaming at Io. He just started screaming at the top of his lungs, said, "You dyke bitch, you don't know what you're talking," just screaming expletives, insulting names, and telling Io that he can have me and, fuck off, and just screaming at him. That's best I can describe it without getting into the details. He tosses the phone, down on the couch and heads upstairs. I pick up the phone and try to, apologize for the fact that my husband at the time just screamed at my friend on a cold call. I didn't want Io to think that's why I had called Io, to just be screamed at and blamed for something that sounded crazy, for lack of a better explanation. It sounded crazy. Io said something to me on speakerphone, and reminded me I wasn't safe.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
Your Honor, it's not offered to prove the truth of the matter. It's to show what caused Mr. Depp to be set off and come back. I mean, it's not offered to prove the truth of what he's saying. It's not hearsay.
I'll overrule the objection. Go ahead.
Thank you. Please tell us what Io said and what then happened with Mr. Depp.
Io said, "Amber, Get out of the house. Get out of the house now. You're not safe. Get out of that house. I had been there after the cleanup, or for the cleanup after December 15th, 2015 incident. And had
Objection,
washed
Your Honor,
blood out of my
non-responsive.
pillowcases.
I think she can provide the context.
I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
Okay, so please continue.
Johnny hears this when he's on the stairs. He made it up one flight of stairs. Heard this, turned around, came bolting down the stairs, grabbed the phone from my hand, and really started screaming this time. Lit into IO, called IO every imaginable horrible name that you can say to a LGBTQIA person, for one, and any person, any human being ever. I mean, just screamed at IO. Some really nasty stuff. And when he was done, he says, you know, you want to have my woman now. You want to have my bitch. You can have, you take her, you can have her. And he, with that, picks up, just pulls his arm back with the phone and throws it at my face. Hit me right in it felt like my eye. I put my head in my hands and immediately start crying. I said, "You hit me with the phone. Johnny, you hit me." And I'm sitting on the couch. I didn't even have time to react, you know? I didn't even have time to put my hands up. I was still sitting cross-legged in my socks on the couch, and I haven't seen him for a month. And several times now that I've seen him, he's hit me, and I didn't even have time to react to this. He comes over to me as I'm crying, and he does that taunting thing to me. He says, "Oh yeah, I hit you, huh? I hit you, yeah?" And he just feels like whacks me on top of my head. Just this heavy ringed hand landed on top of my skull, grabs me by the hair, yanks me up off the couch. I'm struggling to stand up. And I don't know if everyone was just having a good time, you know, like normal stuff. So I just smiled, made a joke about how trashed the trailer got, and we had to get the manager, who started off furious that Johnny had wrecked the thing. And then he had this like black mesh not tank top, it was like a meshy kind of shirt on. And I remember he came into the trailer and looked around and was like, "Whoa, what happened here? Whoa." And Johnny had an exchange with him. And I remember watching this man be so charmed. It was just kind of a surreal experience. And, you know, it just went away. You know, that just got fixed. We walked out of the trailer at some point. My dog stepped on a bee. We went to the vet and went on with our, vacation. We actually went to another location after that, and then eventually went home and went about our life. And then he had this like black mesh not tank top, it was like a meshy kind of shirt on. And I remember he came into the trailer and looked around and was like, "Whoa, what happened here? Whoa." And Johnny had an exchange with him. And I remember watching this man be so charmed. It was just a kind of a surreal experience. And, it just went away. That just got fixed. We walked out of the trailer at some point. My dog stepped on a bee. We went to the vet and went on with our, vacation. We actually went to another location after that, and then eventually went home and went about our life. Everyone was just having a good time, like normal stuff. So I just smiled, made a joke about how trashed the trailer got, and we had to get the manager, who started off furious that Johnny had wrecked the thing. And then he had this like black mesh not tank top, it was like a meshy kind of shirt on. And I remember he came into the trailer and looked around and was like, "Whoa, what happened here? Whoa." And Johnny had an exchange with him, and I remember watching this man be so charmed. It was just a kind of a surreal experience, and it just went away. That just got fixed. We walked out of the trailer at some point. My dog stepped on a bee. We went to the vet and went on with our, vacation. We actually went to another. He was intending to hit me in the face, or if he was just trying to grab my face, but he was making this gesture around my face to try to expose my face to him. And he was like, yeah, let me see how bad I hurt you. Let me see it. Let me see how bad I hurt you this time. What if I pull your hair back? What if I pull your hair back? And he yanks my hair back. I'm trying to prevent him from landing the blows to my face. I'm trying to prevent my face from being exposed. And I just remember this mocking taunt he was doing with me as he is yanking me around the room. And then I hear my friend come into the room. I hear her. Johnny hears her too. He lets go of me and turns. And
just tell the jury who your friend is.
Raquel, my best friend at the time, who lived in the neighboring apartment. She came in, and Johnny moved towards her, and she ran towards me. Johnny looked at her, looked at me. I retreated to the only place I had to go, which is the corner room where the couch was. I retreated kind of to the couch, and Raquel and Johnny both ran up to me. Raquel got in front of Johnny. She kind of managed to get right in front of him, in between he and I. And I'll never forget it, just very slowly, calm, in just a very slow but very concentrated, very controlled, slow way, just put both of her arms, her hands up like this, and like I've seen people do with horses. That's what it reminded me of. She just went, no, Johnny, no. And she just got in front of us, in between us, put both of her palms out. Johnny kind of squared off to her, ran into her arms, and she just repeated herself very slowly, very calmly, very directly. He hit both of her arms off of his chest like that and barreled towards me. I instinctively curl up on the couch, and I just feel her arms come around me, next to me. She was sitting on my left next to me on the couch, and I just feel her arms around me. And I'm just looking down at the carpet, feeling her arms. And that's when Johnny, who I can see partially and hear, is right in front of me, and he's screaming at me to get the fuck up. Amber, get the fuck up. Amber, get the fuck up. Amber, get the fuck up. And every single time he said it, he's screaming it louder and louder and louder. I think he screamed it probably about 10 times, so loudly. The next thing I hear is, boss, boss. And I realize that his 2 security guards had come into the apartment after Raquel. I see them or hear them, and Johnny turns to them, and I see Jerry say, boss, boss. And I get up off the couch and I say to Jerry,
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
Not offered to prove the truth of the matter asserted at all.
I'll sustain the objection.
All right.
Next one.
So don't tell us what you said to Jerry, just what happened next.
Then they tell him something. And he picks up the bottle that I guess he walked in with. It was a
This is
Magnum.
Mr. Depp or Jerry?
I'm sorry, Johnny.
Okay.
And starts smashing things off the nightstand, the coffee table, starts screaming, and they kind of, I feel them kind of corral him. I'm not making direct eye contact, but I can kind of just sense and feel and sound and hear things smashing as he exits the apartment, kind of knocking things off the countertops and breaking things on the way. I realize he's punching something. I assume it was the picture because it it broke right after he walked past it. And he leaves that apartment. I hear him in the hallway, still screaming. I hear more doors opening, more racket. Eventually, Josh, Raquel's husband, comes into the room and brings me to safety, brings Raquel and I to safety in their apartment. And that's where I stayed for the next few hours.
So who called the police?
I believe it was
Objection
Io.
calls for speculation.
Your Honor, this is not, we have to have the context here of somebody called the police, because then the police come. So I think we have to put, I mean, it's not offered again to prove the truth of the matter asserted. It's just who called the police.
Your Honor, the objection is not hearsay. It's speculation.
Do you know who called the police?
Yes, I do now.
I'll sustain the objection.
All
Next
right.
question.
Did you have were you present when there was a discussion about calling 911?
Objection calls for hearsay.
I'm asking if she was
I'll
present.
sustain the objection. Next question.
Did you call 911?
No.
Okay. Did Rocky call 911?
Objection calls for speculation.
Do you know whether Rocky called 911?
I do know whether she did.
And did
She did not.
Okay. All right. So what happens, when did you learn that the police had been called?
Roughly an hour, at some point shortly after Johnny and his security guards left.
Okay. And what did you do as a result of knowing that the police were coming?
I felt panicked. I didn't know what to do because I didn't know what they were going to do when they saw the state of the place. He'd also smashed up the other apartment where I kept all my things. So I didn't know what they were going to do. And I panicked. I called the only lawyer I have, which is my entertainment lawyer. He does like my movie contracts and stuff. And I asked him for advice.
And then without telling what he said, what happened next?
I called a domestic relations attorney after that conversation.
And had you known this domestic relations attorney before then?
No, I did not.
Did you get that name from your entertainment attorney?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And when you called the domestic relations attorney, without saying what she said, what did you do as a result?
I told the police officers who arrived that I would not
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay.
Again, not offered to prove the truth of the matter asserted.
All right. I'll overrule the objection. Go ahead.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Could you repeat that?
I repeated to the officers, I refuse to cooperate at this time at the advice of my attorney.
Okay. Did you call your publicist that night?
No.
Okay. Now, I'm going to ask you to take a look at some pictures, but before I get there, I want to just ask you a couple of questions leading up. What were you doing when the police officers arrived?
At that time, after I learned that they were coming, my best friend took pictures of me. We took pictures of the house and my face.
Okay. I'm going to, and did your best friend take any pictures while the officers were there?
We took pictures before and while they were there and after.
Okay.
We took pictures throughout.
Okay. So I'm going to take you now, Michelle, can you bring up Defendant's Exhibit 706? I think we can do the native on this one. Yes, thank you. Does this accurately depict the scene portrayed?
Yes, it does.
Your Honor, I'd like to move the admission of Defendant 706.
No objection.
706 in evidence and published.
And would you please describe to the jury what this is a picture of?
This is my face after Johnny threw a phone at it.
Okay. I'm going to now, Michelle, ask you to.
If Johnny threw a phone at her face, it certainly would have looked much more. It would look traumatic looking. It wouldn't look like this. Absolutely not. It shows the holes, through her, the lies that she says.
Poll up defendants 708. And does this accurately depict the scene portrayed in this picture?
Yes, it does.
All right. And I also see that there is a little, what we call metadata item on there. How do you get that on a picture? How does that happen? Can you just describe briefly?
Objection, Your Honor. That's speculation, lack of foundation.
If you want to approach.
Yeah.
Info, and that's what came up.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm going to move the admission of defendants 708.
Any objection to 708?
Your Honor, I would just ask the picture be redacted on hearsay grounds.
Your Honor,
for the metadata.
Okay, if you want
alleged
to
metadata.
Yeah. Okay.
Photo that was shown to Officer Sines and Officer Haddon.
Objection, Your Honor.
That is, Your Honor, we couldn't put him in
inappropriate, Your
because
Honor.
we hadn't identified him. Now the jury should be entitled to know which photo
Your Honor,
was
we
shown.
ask that we
as
approach.
that
Okay, we can approach.
This is inappropriate.
Michelle, please. I'm going to move the admission of 709.
All right, any objection?
Not with redactions.
All right,
Thank you.
709 with redactions and evidence. You can publish.
If it could be published to the jury, Your Honor. Thank
It
you.
is.
And Your Honor, for the record, this is the photo that was shown to Officer Sines and to Officer Haddon as Exhibit 25 for both of their depositions.
Okay.
Amber, could you please describe for the jury what's depicted here?
That is my face after the phone incident. It's that night.
All right, let's bring defendant 710, please. And Your Honor, I'm going to move the admission of Exhibit 710. The redactions have been already placed
All right.
on it.
Any objection?
No objection.
All
Thank
right,
you.
710 with redactions. You can publish.
If we could publish, Your Honor. And for the record, this photo was shown to Officer Sines and Officer Haddon. It was Exhibit 26 for both of their depositions. And please describe for the jury what's depicted here, Amber.
That is my face in yet a different light that same evening after Johnny hit me with the phone.
Okay. Let's go ahead and go to Defendant's Exhibit 711. And I'm going to move the admission of 711, Your Honor, with the redactions.
All right. Any objection?
No objection.
All right. 711 with redactions and evidence. Publish.
And for the record, Your Honor, for the jury's purposes, this was shown to Officer Sines and Officer Haddon as Exhibit 27 to both of their depositions. And could you describe what's depicted here, Amber?
Yes, that is another angle, another lighting of my face after the phone.
And
that evening.
And when you say angular lighting, what did Rocky do in taking these pictures?
Objection calls for speculation.
I said, what'd she do?
To overrule.
Thank you.
Raquel took pictures of my face in various places around the penthouse. The apartments have really different lighting, really dark in some places. Anyway, so we just took pictures in different lighting so that we had an accurate portrayal and depiction of what had happened.
And why did you take the pictures?
Raquel did it to protect me because the cops were coming, and we knew we knew that the police. I think at this point that they were already here. They were with us, but we weren't. Maybe this was right before. I'm not quite sure without seeing the timestamp, but we weren't sure what was going to happen, what the police were going to say, what they were going to do. We didn't know what Johnny was going to do, what he was going to say, so she wanted to protect me.
Okay. So let's go ahead and bring up 712. All right, now move the admission of 712, Your Honor.
All right, any objection?
No, thank you, Your
All
Honor.
right, 712 with redactions, you can publish.
Thank you, Your Honor. And please describe what's depicted here.
That is another picture of my face,
Okay.
taken around the same time.
Okay. And then let's go to 713. Move the admission of 713, Your Honor.
All right, any objection?
No objection.
All right, 713 with redactions, you can publish.
And for the record, this one was shown to Officer Sines and Officer Haddon as well as Exhibit 29 to both of their depositions. And just describe briefly to the jury what this is.
This is another picture of my face taken at the exact same time and in the same location as the other one, just with one of the lights turned on, or an additional light turned on in the previous one.
Okay. Let's go to 714. Move the admission of 714, Your Honor.
No objection.
All right, 714 with redactions, you can publish.
And please tell the jury what this depicts.
This is another angle of my face or another picture of my face taken at a different time. I don't know if this is later or before because I can't see the time on it.
Okay. You can take that down. Let's go to 715. I'm going to move the admission of 715, Your Honor.
No objection.
All right, 715 with redactions, in evidence, you can publish.
Thank you. And for the record, this one was shown to Officer Sines and Officer Haddon as Exhibit 17 for both. Please describe for the jury what's depicted here.
That is a picture of my face. Some point later on in the night, it looks like that was taken in Rocky's apartment or the apartment that she was staying in.
Okay. And let's go to 716. Move the admission of 716.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. 716, evidence as redacted.
And Emma, could you please tell the jury what this picture depicts?
Yes, it's the business card that one of the police officers left for me in case I changed my mind and wanted to comment.
And with the pictures that we have just seen, before this, were they taken before the pictures of the police card, the card that was left, after, or do you know?
Objection, compound.
It's not.
And calls for speculation.
Your Honor, compound is
overruled.
Thank you.
We took pictures before, during, and after.
And the question I had for you is the pictures you've seen so far, were those taken before, at the time of this, before this card was presented to you and you took the picture, after, or do you know?
Some of them were, but without seeing all the timestamps, I can't tell exactly.
Okay, that's fair. Thank you. Okay, and then I'm going to ask you to take this one down and go to 717. And I'm going to ask you, I'm going to move the admission of 717, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No objection.
All right, 717 is redacted in evidence. Published.
Thank you. And please just briefly describe to the jury what this is.
The two officers that first responded left me that card. This is the front of the business card they left.
Can you tell the jury, just explain what the interaction was that you had with the police officers, just describing what you observed as they came through?
I did not want to speak to them. I asked that Raquel.
You don't call yourself a judge as much as bias you could put up in here. Don't even tell the jury the truth. Got no integrity whatsoever. None. None.
Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. I would like an update on whether Mr. Brooks filled out a subpoena for Dawn Woods and provided that to the state. Has that been done?
No, we haven't received anything, Your Honor, and obviously she can appear here voluntarily if Mr. Brooks wants to arrange that. I don't believe a subpoena is necessary. We had subpoenaed her, and she was under state subpoena. So I know that at least some point she had notice, but our position would be, Your Honor, that we will not be responsible in any fashion for producing Miss Woods. Mr. Brooks talks to her on a daily basis. If he wants her here, he can produce her on Monday.
Yeah, they ain't got to worry about that.
So I just wanted to know, because I know a subpoena form was filled out.
If
So
I want her to be here, she gonna be here.
I agree with
So
the
just
state that
know that.
she could certainly appear.
It ain't even got to be no arrangement. All I got to say is come. She gonna come. That simple.
Mr. Brooks, do you intend to call her as a witness? Because I'm directing you to have her here at 9
We said all that at the beginning, man. Like, I don't even want to be in here that much longer. Just do what you got to do so I can get up out of here. I'm tired of being in the courtroom that has no integrity whatsoever. How can you even call yourself a
Mr.
judge?
Brooks, I need to make a record of some
I need to
things.
make a record too.
You don't
When
need
am
to-
I going to get the chance to do that?
All right, I need to make a record. He's being removed to the other courtroom. He is yelling at me. He's not going to let me make a statement or make the record that I need to make. He
leave
hasn't
anyway,
sat
so
down
what do it
for
matter? You
the
can
better
hold me
part
in
of 2
contempt all
hours.
you want. You can hold me in contempt all you want.
I'm not
All
holding
gotta
you in
do is tell me
contempt.
if it's criminal or civil, so I can hit
All
you
right.
with you.
I need to
with
clear
what you
the
know is
courtroom because
coming.
I do need
I'm
to
gonna
make.
give you what you know is coming.
I need him to go to the
If
other
it's civil,
courtroom because I do need to put some things on
it's
the
civil,
record. The record should
Where's the
reflect
contract between you and
that
I?
Mr. Brooks
If it's
is
criminal,
yelling at me.
what is the crime?
He is.
Who makes the claim? And what
He
is
is. I will make the record when we get back. I will step off, but Mr. Brooks, you're being
It ain't
taken
no
to the
Mr.
next
Ain't no Mr.
courtroom.
Brooks. Don't try to address me
Thank
like
you.
that, like we cool. You don't have no integrity. How can you even call yourself a judge? Making tacit agreements, being biased, judicial misconduct, trying to steal somebody's
Yeah, and I will say that another thing, I swear to God, if you banned me for putting a heart, I'm going to have some word with you. I want to say right now, I will call people sweetie and honey. I mean, it's innocently. Yes. All right, and yeah, so it happened earlier, and some things are brought up. It was about with Remy. They were saying they were attacked by Remy in the past, and she wasn't banned. That is true. I think that there's comparing apples to oranges. People is wrong what she did, but I only found out pieces and bits of it over time, and I thought it was one isolated incident. Then it was more people, and then whenever she came back, I exposed her, gave her an ultimatum to either apologize and make up with them or be banned, and she did the ultimatum of apologizing and making up. Maybe I should have, maybe I don't know, but still, that situation was able to be peacefully resolved. And this was another situation. And also, I wanted to make sure I was keeping the chat in check and being certain stuff in chat being funny or flirty sometimes is fine. But when there's boundaries set and people don't want to follow them, that's a different situation. So, and people did complain about it. So yeah, I did what I did, and I am just so happy that happened to me. I have a Joker smile on my face. Like when he got his face all cut up. I really love those people so much. I love them. So that was also brought up, and I did what I felt was best for the channel. So I just love those people so much. Anyway, we are going to continue. I'll show you all the cartoons now. All right. Green Goblin said. Right, exactly. Because they're part of the channel, and I wanted to make sure that the chat is... So I want them to have peace with her if possible. Right. And with the Remy. And I also did it for my own channel. I want to make sure it was the chat. And every time Remy did something, I corrected her and she would stop talking. I remember... And eventually I got her to cut it out. But this other thing, I need the person to stop, and they eventually didn't, and then other people complained about it. I just want to take out the situation. So, and yes, there were complaints about it, and person was always nice to me though, but I wanted to make sure I was keeping the chat in check. Yeah. The Green Goblin said, no matter what you do for them, they'll find some way to hate you. And he's right. Absolutely right. Things will change around here. But anyway, we'll continue. Yeah, I'm going to show you all the cartoon right now. And I'll play this for a second, then I'll play the cartoon.
There was an objection to questions regarding cross-examination. So the objections were by the state. One had to do with there was questioning about possible testimony with his niece and nephew, and then the jail cell search issues. So Mr. Brooks, you asked the questions. The state had objected. Since you're the proponent of what would presumably come in through the testimony of Detective Casey, what is your offer of proof as to why I should allow Detective Casey to come back on the stand and testify about his interaction, I believe it was with your mom, and possible testimony of your niece and nephew?
It don't matter with Detective Casey. He's off.
Everyone can have a seat, and then we'll just wait for the door to close. Go ahead, Mr. Brooks.
I'm curious. Some of these, judging by the reports, how are some of these answers allowed to pass when they're coming straight from reports made by the people on the stand? Very curious.
I don't understand your question. Are you...
Yeah, but Alien, the person was nice to you and you had no issue with him, and the band tell them you did it because others complained. They did. That is true. They did. You were asked to do something, you did it, and now you're getting in trouble for it. I'm confused too. That is true. And at the same time, I do want to help the channel and make sure it's all running smoothly, and they did ask, and I did what they said. Right. Lawful law grounds. Right. Right.
I'm not sure what you're asking me.
What I'm asking is, reading from the report that the people on the stand are giving, the report that they gave to law enforcement.
If you're asking me whether there's a mechanism in the rules of evidence and how to establish that before the jury, the answer to that is yes. If you're asking me how you do that, I'm not going to answer that.
I didn't ask how. I just, to be blunt, which I've been since the beginning of this trial, obviously, I see the whole strategy here by the prosecution. I see right through it. Don't have any cross-examination, mainly because you've already schooled the people getting on the stand on how to answer certain things.
Well, that is completely speculative on your part without
It's
any
obvious.
basis in law or fact.
It's obvious.
Sir, you could ask questions that establish that. You can ask them if they've met with anyone. You haven't done that. So for you to say that right now is without basis. If you want to...
It's clear.
If you are looking to elicit what they said in the report, there is a way under the rules of evidence based upon the way the witnesses have answered to clarify that. But that requires you to call certain witnesses. I'm not going to give you any more legal advice further than that.
I don't think I have to
So
call any other witnesses that's
if
not
you're
on the
asking me to
stand.
strike their testimony based on your
I didn't say
perceived,
anything
then that's
about that.
all right. Then I'm going to bring the jury back out. And you're going to call your next witness. So I'm not hearing a request from you at this time. You said you wanted to raise a legal issue. What's the legal issue?
The legal issue is how is the state allowed to coach the
You're
people getting on the
assuming they
stand?
spoke to them and coached them.
It's obvious. I'm not stupid.
Well, I disagree with that, sir. Again, you could ask
All of a
questions to
sudden-
lay a foundation
all of a sudden the
with
state
these
don't got,
witnesses.
all of a sudden, for the first time in trial, all of a sudden now they don't got no cross. That's clearly a rush to try to get through the case. Hurry up. We just gonna let these people go.
Well, this
And
is
not-
argument.
Come on, man.
This is argument on your part,
I
sir.
see
It
through
is pure
I just
commentary
want
at this
that on the
point.
record. I see through it.
And your
Nice try,
see-through
but I see through it.
has absolutely no basis in
Yeah,
fact.
I know that's what's being done.
You
Come
could
on, man.
ask
I'm-
these questions. You could
Come on,
ask
man.
these
Got the right
witnesses
one.
certain questions, and you're
I'm far,
not.
I'm far from an idiot.
They're your witnesses, sir. If you believe.
So I'm gonna start asking every witness up here that they seem just to mysteriously now not have any cross for. Have they been coached to answer the way they answer? Because
Well, you can't
I
ask
find-
that, but
I
you can
find
ask
it
them
very
if they've
funny.
met with anyone ahead of
I
their
find it
testimony
very
here
funny.
today,
I find
which
it
you've
very
done
funny.
with other witnesses.
I find it very funny that these are their reports, and now all of a sudden you can. Oh, I saw the person in the car. Oh, but
Mr. Brooks,
I
this
saw
is
them
an
reach for
attempt by
something.
you
Oh,
to
I don't.
delay these
I don't recall what
proceedings.
they had on.
Mr. Brooks,
You can
there's
recall
no
seeing
purpose
somebody
for you
reach
saying
something
this
and
right
don't
now.
know what they had on. I find that
All right,
very.
I'm having the jury brought
man.
out. I'm instructing you to
Come on,
avoid
man.
the commentary when the jury comes out, or you will
I didn't
forfeit
say-
your right to be
I didn't say
present.
nothing.
Before we do that, there's an issue that we do need to take up potential as to a witness by the name of Abel Lescano. He has prior criminal history.
Thank you.
So as long as the jury's out, we should probably discuss that. I would like to provide the defendant and the court with a copy.
So that had
of
to be
the-
said. So it's the defendant.
That's not how it was said. I
That was how I
completely
said. You want to run the
disagree.
record back?
Mr. Brooks.
So I'm the only one. I got one. I
Mr.
got one
Brooks.
ear that work, and I heard that.
This
Come on,
is
man.
to benefit
man.
you so
No,
that
it's
you
not.
understand
Ain't none of
your
this to benefit
witness
me, so let's be
has
clear
a
about
prior
that.
record.
Your Honor, when I leave the table, I'm away from the courtroom and I have to elevate my voice. This is the
So she had to
alleged
elevate her
record of
voice
Abel
just for
Lescano.
that.
Stop talking.
Come on, man. Like, I don't know who y'all be thinking y'all fooling. I accept the value in return for value this document.
One more interruption and you're going to be removed to the next courtroom.
That's what you want to do anyway.
It's not what I want to do. Do not interrupt Attorney Opper.
So can
Your
you
Honor,
tell,
I
can you
believe he
explain-
has 7 prior criminal convictions via OWI 2nd from 1997, and OWI 3rd from 1997, and OWI 4th from 2003, criminal trespass to dwelling from 2006.
All right, I need to take a break. This man right now is having a stare down with me. It's very disrespectful. He pounded his fist. Frankly, it makes me scared. And we're taking a break.
1997, and OWI 4th from 2003, criminal trespass to dwelling from 2000.
All right, I need to take a break. This man right now is having a stare down with me. It's very disrespectful. He pounded his fist. Frankly, it makes me scared. And we're taking a break.
That's clearly a rush to try to get through the case. Hurry up. We just gonna let these people go.
Well, this is argument.
Come on, man.
This is argument on your part, sir. It is pure commentary
I just want
at this
that on
point.
the record. I see through it.
And your
Nice try,
see-through
but I see through it.
has absolutely no basis in
Well,
fact.
I know that's what's being done.
You
Come
could
on, man.
ask these questions. You could
Come on,
ask
man.
these
You got the right
witnesses
one.
certain questions, and
I'm
you're
far,
not.
I'm far from an idiot.
They're your witnesses, sir. If you believe.
So I'm gonna start asking every witness up here that they seem just to mysteriously now not have any cross for. Have they been coached to answer the way they answer? Because
Well, you can't
I
ask
find-
that, but
I
you can
find
ask
it
them
very
if they've
funny.
met with anyone ahead of
I
their
find it
testimony
very
here
funny.
today,
I find
which
it
you've
very
done
funny.
with other witnesses.
I find it very funny that these are their reports, and now all of a sudden you can. Oh, I saw the person in the car. Oh, but
Mr. Brooks,
I
this
saw
is
them
an
reach
attempt
for
by
something.
you
Oh,
to
I don't.
delay these
I don't recall what they had on.
Mr. Brooks,
You can
there's
recall
no
seeing
purpose
somebody
for you
reach for
saying this
something
right
and
now.
don't know what they had on. I find that
All right,
very.
I'm having the jury brought
man.
out. I'm instructing you to
Come on,
avoid
man.
the commentary when the jury comes out, or you will
I didn't
forfeit
say-
your right to be
I didn't say
present.
nothing.
Before we do that, there's an issue that we do need to take up potential as to a witness by the name of Abel Lescano. He has prior criminal history.
Thank you.
So as long as the jury's out, we should probably discuss that. I would like to provide the defendant and the court with a copy.
So that had
of
to be
the-
said. So it's the defendant.
That's not how it was said. I
That was how I
completely
said. You want to run the
disagree.
record back?
Mr. Brooks,
So I'm the only one. I got one. I
Mr.
got one
Brooks.
ear that work, and I heard that.
this
Come on,
is
man.
to benefit
man.
you so
No,
that
it's
you
not.
understand
Ain't none of
your
this to benefit
witness
me, so let's be
has
clear
a
about
prior
that.
record.
Your Honor, when I leave the table, I'm away from the courtroom and I have to elevate my voice. This is the
So she had to
alleged
elevate her
record
voice
of Abel
just for
Lescano.
that.
Stop talking.
Come on, man. Like, I don't know who y'all be thinking y'all fooling. I accept the value in return for value this document.
One more interruption and you're going to be removed to the next courtroom.
That's what you want to do anyway.
It's not what I want to do. Do not interrupt Attorney Opper.
So can
Your
you
Honor,
tell?
I
can you
believe he
explain-
has 7 prior criminal convictions via OWI 2nd from 1997, and OWI 3rd from 1997, and OWI 4th from 2003, criminal trespass to dwelling from 2006.
All right, I need to take a break. This man right now is having a as it relates to the jury instructions, sir. I would note he put 2 boxes right in front of where he's seated, so I can't presently see his face. I see his jacket is off because I can see the outline of his arms, and I can see the jacket on the back of his chair. He is unmuted. I've confirmed previously regarding the audio working, and I will just ask him a second time, sir, do you have any requests as relates to the draft packet of jury instructions, whether that be any additions, corrections, edits, or deletions.
And Your Honor, would it be possible for the bailiffs to just move the boxes off the table so we can
Yes, I think that's fair. I'm going to advise the bailiff to remove the box so I can see Mr. Brooks. I don't know what he's doing behind there. He has quieted down. I haven't heard him in a while. If you could move the second one because it can interfere with the microphone as well. And the third. Mr. Brooks, I'm going to ask you for a third time. Do you have any requests as it relates to the jury instructions? Any requests for instructions that aren't included that you believe should be included? Any edits or deletions from the packet that has been provided to you?
Hey, why do you tell them to move my box?
Because I couldn't see you, sir.
Or what?
I've asked you twice now, and I'll ask you a third time. Do you have any requests as it relates to the jury instructions? Any additions, deletions, edits, or otherwise?
Hey, man, you don't got to talk to me like that.
Do you have any requests
First of all,
related
what?
to the jury instructions, sir?
Man, yeah, I got requests. It ain't like they gonna be honored though.
As it relates to the jury instructions, sir, what are your?
I heard what the hell you said, man.
Well, Mr. Brooks, that was very disrespectful.
Yeah, and I've been getting disrespected since the beginning of this whole process. So welcome to the club.
Mr. Brooks, do you have any requests?
I'm tired of my rights being trampled on here too. I'm tired of it too.
Do you have any requests as it relates to the jury instructions?
Ain't nobody understand why I'm frustrated. How you gonna sit up here and make decisions based on what you think I said when I didn't get consent for you to do any such thing?
Sir, I understand you may be upset, and I really do,
No,
but I've made my determinations.
You don't understand nothing. You don't understand anything, Your Honor. You don't.
I'm going to mute him again because he's not answering the questions that I'm very clearly asking him, and I've given him 5 opportunities. Mr. Brooks, do you have any requests as it relates to the jury instructions? I'll unmute you for that answer.
I can't hear everything you're saying.
Mr. Brooks, I know the audio's turned up. I believe you can hear me. You've chosen not to put the headphones on. That's your choice. My final question to you, do you have any requests as it relates to the jury instructions?
I just told you, am I muted? Am I muted?
No.
I just told you, I don't know how many times, I can't hear everything you said.
Then you should put the headphones on.
Don't you understand? What about that don't you understand? Did you see headphones? You can see everything. You can see boxes, but did you see headphones?
Have you asked for headphones to be provided, sir?
I shouldn't have to ask for them. I didn't ask for my boxes to be moved.
I believe they took them away previously because you were so agitated. They were perhaps afraid you might break them.
Yeah, I'm still agitated. I ain't gonna stop being agitated. That ain't gonna stop. You sit up here and do everything you're doing and think God don't see what you're doing? You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Mr. Brooks, do you have any requests as it relates to the jury instructions?
Yeah, I can hear what you're saying. I can hear what you're saying.
You just told me you didn't. So which one is it?
Yeah, I got the headphones on. You can't see that?
What are your requests as it relates? What are your requests as it relates to the jury instructions, sir?
Man, don't try to come with this whole little sir. Now it's all this sir and all this. I'm gonna get where I'm going. Try to put on this little act like you so worried about what's going on with me. You don't give a damn. Never did.
Mr. Brooks, you're being disrespectful again.
You've been being disrespectful. You've been being disrespectful.
I need to know what your position is regarding the jury instructions. And I need to know it now.
What you mean? Who you talking to?
I'm talking to you. I need to know whether you have any requests as it relates to the jury instructions, sir.
Yeah, first of all, why am I charged with 2 bail jumpings when I was already charged in Milwaukee for the same bail jumping? That's double jeopardy.
That's not double jeopardy. Your objection is noted. It's overruled.
It is double jeopardy. How you gonna charge me with the same charge that I'm already charged with? You can't do that. The Fifth Amendment says that you can't place somebody in jeopardy of life and limb twice. I'm already charged with the same count in Milwaukee. For the same case. It's the same bail jumping charge. So how am I charged with that here?
Sir, I'm not going to provide a legal explanation other than to say I've reviewed that. Your objection is noted, but the jury will be instructed regarding the bail jumping.
It can't be because that's double jeopardy. Under the law, if two charges are identical in nature, you cannot place me in jeopardy of life and limb twice. You can't do that.
What's your next?
The same case number.
What's your next request, sir? I'm noting your objection.
I'm trying to talk. Can I get it out? You always want me to not interrupt you, but you always find a way to talk over me.
I understand your position. I'm saying it's overruled.
You always want respect, but don't want to give it. I'm charged with the same bail jumping charge here that I've already been charged with. That is double jeopardy. You can't charge me for the same exact bail jumping that I'm already charged with, that I was charged with before this even came about.
Sir, the bail jumping charges in Waukesha County are based upon your violating your bail while in Waukesha County by driving through the Christmas parade and allegedly killing 6 people and injuring 61 others.
Okay.
That's the distinction.
Again, there is no distinction. It's the same charge.
It's the same offense. It doesn't mean it's the same factual basis, sir.
He is not charged with bail jumping with the data violation of November 21 in Milwaukee County anywhere. Further, the double jeopardy prohibition would prevent him from being convicted twice, not charged twice.
All right, so we've addressed that, sir. What other requests do you have as it relates to the jury instructions?
I want to know why I'm even charged twice with the same thing. You can't charge me in pursuant to a case in Milwaukee that I'm already charged with bail jumping for. I'm already charged with bail jumping for that already. So you can't essentially say, oh, well, because you were already on bail, we're going to charge you.
It's a different date of violation, sir. The conduct for the bail jumping is related to the allegation that you committed a new crime in Waukesha County while out on bond from the Milwaukee County case.
Yeah, but I'm referring to the first bail jumping count. The first. I'm not referring to both of them. I'm referring to one of them.
My understanding, sir, is there's different dates of violations as it relates to that. So I've noted your objection now repeatedly. I understand it. Your request to, I guess, dismiss the bail jumping counts are denied.
I didn't say nothing about counts. I said one.
Whether it's one count or both, it's denied.
Am I not being understood? You can't charge me with the same charge twice. You can't.
It's two separate cases, sir. There's two.
Isn't that 971.23? Isn't that the statute that refers to the double?
All right, sir. I'm not going to have an argument. This isn't fruitful. I understand what you're saying. You're saying there shouldn't be 2 counts of bail jumping. You believe it's double jeopardy. I disagree with that. They're separate.
I'm already charged with it though.
This is a circular argument, sir. It doesn't change the fact that, from my perspective, the 2 bail jumping counts are going to proceed forward. There's been sufficient evidence presented to warrant the jury being instructed.
They can't.
What other requests do you have,
You're
sir?
not gonna talk over me. Don't talk over me. Just like you don't want me to talk over you. Just like you don't want me to talk over you. Just like you don't want
Mr. Brooks, what other requests do you have?
And I just asked you not to talk over me. You've been making your record the whole time you've been over there. You had me muted. I didn't see no requests over there. I didn't write nothing to go over there. I let you do what you was doing. No matter how egregious and biased it is, I'll let you do what you was doing. Because we both know that what you're doing is not right.
Mr. Brooks, I'm going to refocus your attention to the jury instructions. All of your objections are noted. I understand that. If you can't answer my question, I'm going to move on.
You can't. I haven't given you consent. Just like
All right, I'm going to mute him once again. He refuses to answer simple questions regarding if he has any requests. He just made an argument regarding the bail jumping, so clearly he has an understanding about the law as it relates to that. It may be a misunderstanding about the law and double jeopardy, but he made an argument. I've denied it. I'd like to know if he has any other requests. If he can stay on topic, I'll I will unmute him again, and he can tell me the list, just like the state went through a list. I need to get through their list. I'm asking you to list out all your requests, and then I will take each one up in turn. So here is your opportunity to give me your other requests, not debate with me about prior rulings. Go ahead, Mr. Brooks.
Don't sit up here and try to play no game talking about you giving somebody an opportunity, because you haven't gave me an opportunity to properly defend myself and put stuff into evidence, which I've asked you repeatedly to do before we even got to the trial. You told me we wasn't in the evidentiary phase.
Mr. Brooks, do you have any other requests as it relates to the jury instructions? This is probably the 10th or so time I've asked you this question.
No, it's not. No, it's not. So please stop being incorrect, Your Honor. Please stop.
Do you have any additional requests as it relates to the jury instructions?
Yes. Oh. That first count 74 bail jumping needs to be dismissed. You can't charge me with 2 things. You can't charge me with the same charge twice.
All right, I've made a note of that. What's the next issue?
Either one county gonna charge me with it or y'all, but it can't be both. It's the same, it's pursuant to the same exact thing that I was on bail for. The same exact thing, the same exact case. So why are we giving the jury instructions on 2 cases from another county?
I've made a note of that. What other requests do you have?
Man, this is ridiculous. So I'm not even able to adequately defend myself, present evidence, do anything, because everything I say is going to be found a reason for it not to be valid. What are we doing here, Your Honor? What is the
Mr. Brooks?
Why should I be here when
I've made a note of your request as to count 74. Do you have any other requests as it relates to the jury instructions?
Why are we even having jury instructions? Why do I have to even sit here in this courtroom at this point? Because everything you've been doing without my consent anyway. So you're gonna find a way to do this without my consent. So why do I need to be here for?
Your objection for lack of consent is noted for the record.
Okay, yeah.
Any other requests, sir?
You talk a good game. You talk a good game to save yourself enough space. But everything I put up has no merit in your court. None.
All right, I've asked him many times. I've advised him, and I'll advise him once again. If he fails to answer the question, I'm moving on. Do you have any other requests as it relates to the jury instructions, sir?
You can't move on because I haven't given you consent to.
All right, Did not answer. So I'm muting him again. The only request that he has made as it relates to the jury instructions, as he pounded his fist once again, raised his voice. I understand, I really do, that he's upset with my decision to cut off his ability to present a defense, but that decision was made based on his conduct and his conduct alone, as I've outlined already on the record. So the only request that he made was as it relates to the bail jumping counts. I'm denying those requests, whether it be to dismiss one count or to dismiss both on double jeopardy, or to just not instruct the jury. However way I interpret it, I'm denying that. All right, let me go through the state's.
Your Honor, can I add one more?
Sure.
I'm sorry. 154, summary of evidence. I believe we had a map, actually two maps that summarize the, we had three maps. I think the one was summarized his route, the path that he took. The other one summarized the victims who were struck in the specific locations. And the other one summarized the positions of the law enforcement officers at the various intersections and throughout the parade route.
I'll make a note of that. I don't believe I saw the jury view instruction either. I mean, that was given to them at the time. I don't know that it needs to be reread, but I think we need to consider that as well. And that was my version of 152. All right, so let me go through the list from the state. Turning to page 61. So I've considered the request by the state. I am going to rely on what information they put in the charging document. I'm going to deny the request to include the specific case numbers. There's evidence, of course, that was received regarding the two separate cases out of Milwaukee County that form the basis for both of the bail jumping counts. It will be up to the jury to review the evidence and make a determination. As to the verdict forms, though, that were referenced previously, at least the description of them in the jury instructions, that obviously the third count of bail jumping is incorrect. That needs to be battery, and that change will be made. I'm also having Madam Clerk include all of the numbers for the jury instructions when they go back, so it's very clear. Some of them did not have them on, just frankly from prior cases that she and I have worked on, but in this case I want to be very clear with all of the numbers. So I think I've addressed the first two bullet points. As far as the motive instruction as a standalone, I believe that is appropriate, and I'll instruct Madam Clerk to include that. As far as where it goes, I'm going to just, any instructions that we add should just be in the numerical order, unless there's a other request that's made. Then the state also made a request as it relates to jury instruction 70, which is found on page 65. So as it relates to this, the state is asking that I simply instruct the jury based on the pattern instruction and not include that second paragraph. I had previously advised the jury with another paragraph that I was contemplating including, even if I took out that big paragraph that just said, at times Mr. Brooks has appeared from another courtroom. This must not influence your verdict in any manner. What's the state's position on including that but taking out the paragraph you request to be taken out?
That's fine.
Mr. Brooks, do you have any position on that? Which is, so jury instruction 70 has to do with the defendant proceeding pro se. The pattern instruction would be basically the first paragraph. I need the bailiffs to move the boxes away from his face. I need to be able to see him. He can keep them on the table, but they need to be moved off to the side. And if he does it one more time, then I will instruct the bailiffs to take the boxes away. Those are trial prep materials. If there's something in those materials related to jury instructions, he should take those out now. Otherwise, they need to be moved away from the microphone. The clerk's office is instructed that first thing tomorrow morning, they may unseal all of the search warrants in this case. The next issue I want to address is I want to make a record specifically as it relates to the restraints that the Sheriff's Department utilized during this case, given a comment made by Mr. Brooks when the jury was coming out the very last time. I don't recall if you said something about a stun belt or shackles or something to that effect, but it was inaccurate. I have asked the Sheriff's Department to provide photographic documentation of the shackles that were utilized in this case. The parties will recall the tables look a little different now because there are no tables.
That was purposely not shown to the jury or to the public. They should know that.
All right, thank you, Mr. Brooks. I disagree wholeheartedly with your
Well,
characterization.
it's not true.
Mr. Brooks, I didn't interrupt you. Please
It's not
don't
true.
interrupt me.
It's not true.
Mr. Brooks?
I'm quite sure there's cameras rolling right now because there are always cameras rolling. There's always audio on.
Mr. Brooks, I need
There's
to
public,
move on to
there's
scheduling.
public in the courtroom. I had a shock device on my ankles, and they purposely did not want to show that to you guys or to the jury. That's
Mr.
why I
Brooks,
can only move
I'm advising you.
here or here.
Mr.
That's
Brooks, I'm
the reason
advising
why.
you.
And I always had the chair right here. Everybody that came to this courtroom seen that I had a chair right here, even though I had no counsel. What is the reason for me to have a chair right here?
All right, Mr. Brooks,
Why
any
did I have a
further,
black cloth
any
in front of
further
the table?
interruptions will result in you being removed to the other courtroom
Okay,
because
and
you're
you
not
hold me
letting
in
move
contempt,
on
that's
to
okay.
scheduling.
Is it civil contempt or criminal contempt?
All right, one more interruption and you will go to the other courtroom.
Well, they need to know that.
Stop.
They need to know that. They need to know the truth.
I'm going to ask the state some questions. If you interrupt when I do that, you will be removed to the other
Okay,
courtroom.
remove me
All right,
then. Remove me
Attorney
then. It's
Basie.
not going to stop the fact that they need
All right,
to know that a shock device
he's
was on my
interrupted.
ankles.
I'm sorry, everyone. We'll have to clear the courtroom. He will be removed to the other courtroom. I'll
That's
make the appropriate
fine.
findings.
Tell the truth, though, Your Honor. Tell the truth. I had a shackle.
Lieutenant.
I had a shock device
Captain,
on my
can I
ankles.
please see you? We're off the record.
And like I said, with the cases, Your Honor, I would at least like to get a disposition on what might happen there. I go to court there in 2 weeks. I'm sure that I would learn a lot more at that time. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have the same representation at this point or if something's gonna change with that.
Do you
So
know
that's
the
something that-
specific date that you're scheduled?
The 17th. That's for both cases. I don't know why they put both cases on the same date. And like I said, I don't know if anything's gonna change between now and then. But both of those cases are scheduled to go to trial. And like I said, with the representation there, I don't know what's gonna happen with that as of yet. There's been issues for months with that. I know that's something that Milwaukee has to deal with and not your court. But it would be a great help to me to at least be able to find out what I can find out about what can possibly happen there, and to also do any work that I may need to do on my end to prepare for that.
So I have looked at the dates. You are right. There's a hearing on the 17th at 2 p.m. The trial, though, in that case is not scheduled until December 12th. So my belief would be I could certainly see the judge in that case understanding if we had to go to sentencing or I chose to go to sentencing on those dates. And it looks like, again, both cases are scheduled for those same dates.
Yeah, it was kind of weird to me. The way they scheduled both cases on the same day was just kind of like, I didn't really understand why they did it like that.
Well, let's talk about a related issue, and that is, do you anticipate anyone speaking on your behalf at the time of sentencing?
I do.
All right.
I do.
And do you know how many people you anticipate speaking on your behalf?
I don't know an exact number, Your Honor. rough estimate there be 20 or more. I have not yet spoken with everybody, obviously, because of the protocol that I've been on. I haven't had the chance to, essentially some people will be traveling to Wisconsin from different areas, different states. And I know they've expressed wanting to be there to speak for that. But like I said, me, myself, not being able to have the opportunity to speak with them personally, I don't know exactly how many, and I don't know if how many people will be coming from different parts of the states. I would ask, if it pleases Your Honor, to be able to have everyone that does want to speak and does want to address the court, to give them the opportunity to be here for that. I know there's, as far as the people that are here in Wisconsin that will speak, one thing that they was stressed to me is that how is everything gonna affect what's going on in Milwaukee? So that was like one thing that came up, and because I had totally forgot that the Milwaukee court dates were this close. And so I was just like, yeah, you're right, 17th, that's 2 weeks roughly. I don't know exactly where we're at in those proceedings. Like I said, there's still like some issues going on with the representation. I haven't been able to reach out. Obviously, I can't reach out from where I'm at, collect call wise. And I've had very, very limited interaction with the current representation in those matters. So I don't know what pleases you, Your Honor. I don't know what pleases the court, but I guess what I'm seeking is for enough time to know exactly who's going to be speaking, where they're going to be traveling from, and a little bit more information that I can provide to this court about the proceedings in Milwaukee County.
One of the things that I've done for other cases, and I know I was asked about this previously as well, and I would also offer it up to the parties, is I will also make available Zoom for victims, family members, including your family members, who would like to make a statement on your behalf. The only thing I ask, though, is I'm not just going to open up my Zoom to anybody. And so anyone who wants a relative, a victim, family member to speak, whether it be from the state or from you, Mr. Brooks, is I need to know who, no later than probably a couple of days before. I'm leaning toward scheduling this on the 15th, so that would be like the Friday before, which would be the 11th, so that when they come on the Zoom, they're identified, and then I let them in. So I understand your concern about the Milwaukee, but if I hold this on the 15th and the 16th, by your description of how many people, by what the state said, I think it's going to take about a day to hear the remarks from the parties, and then I would come fresh the next day to give the court's sentencing. And so probably a day and a half, but I'd set aside both of those days just to be on the safe side, in case it takes a little bit longer for either of the parties to present their sentencing remarks.
Your Honor, I'm not interrupting.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was trying to make sure I didn't interrupt you.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, with all due respect, if it pleases the court, if it pleases your court, Your Honor, because of my situation, I could benefit from a little bit more time. I'm not asking for something outrageous here. Just enough that I can tie up some of my loose ends, get you the information that you need to be able, if someone has to be present by Zoom or whatever the case may be, or to find out if these people are actually going to travel.
and also still be able to prepare for what I need to prepare for, because obviously I still, regardless to anything, I still have to be prepared to continue court proceedings. I still have to be prepared. It will really, really be a big help and a great benefit if I can have just a little bit more time to tie up the loose ends and get everything done in a timely fashion to be able to be ready to go and present what's needed to the court.
I understand that, sir. The issue the court has is, obviously, if I wait much longer than that, I would, out of respect for the victims, avoid the week of November 21st. That's also Thanksgiving week. I don't think that would be an appropriate time for sentencing. But then, after that, I do have, my calendar is just incredibly full. I have some time off in there. I have trials almost every week other than the week that I'm off, all the way up through the week of December 19th. And then again, I'm off again for the holidays. And so that puts us into January, and I'm not willing to do that. It's just, and plus I need to avoid the week of that trial in case one of your cases goes to trial. So I think I'm giving the parties ample time. I'm giving alternate ways for family members to speak, and that is by Zoom or in person, should they wish to be here in person. And I'm willing to clear my calendar even of those trials. Hopefully my trials resolve, but to the extent that they don't, then I will clear Tuesday the 15th. Wednesday the 16th, though, I would not start until later that day, given the meeting I have to chair for the Criminal Justice Coordinating Council, or Collaborating Council. So that's from 8:30 to 10. I'll just.
Your Honor.
Yes.
Well, I'm not trying to interrupt.
Go ahead.
You said, when is this supposed to be? Because I'm definitely gonna need a little bit more time than the 11th.
Mr. Brooks, I've made my decision. The sentencing will be on the 15th and the 16th of November. Anyone who wants to appear by Zoom on your behalf, you must file a request in writing no later than noon on the 11th. The same is true for the state. Everyone needs to be specifically identified so that I can make the appropriate approvals, and only those individuals who I specifically approve to appear by Zoom may be on the Zoom. The Zoom information can't be passed out further. And I'll create a special Zoom for that, and I'll make sure that I work with Teresa to do that and get that information when I approve that to the parties.
Your Honor, what if I'm placed on a protocol per the jail? What if?
Mr. Brooks, that's between you and the jail at this point. If there is something you need to first go through them. I'm not going to step on their toes with their protocols. I'm sure they'll understand this is a very important sentencing for you and make certain accommodations. They've done that throughout this case. I trust that they will do that as they determine is appropriate.
They haven't done it for the past week when I went on a protocol without even telling them anything suicidal in nature, and I was still placed on a suicide watch protocol.
I understand that, sir. I need to move on because I do have calendar this afternoon, but I want to have Detective Kibler come to the stand. Hibler.
Your Honor.
Deputy, what did I say? Detective, did I give you a promotion? Sorry. All right. He's going to come on up to the witness stand. I'm going to swear him in, and we'll go from there.
For the record, may I respectfully object to your ruling, Your Honor?
It's noted for the record. All right. Madam Clerk, swear him in, please.
For the record, may I respectfully request a legal reconsideration
All right,
of your
Mr.
ruling,
Brooks,
Your
I'm going
Honor?
to have to mute you because I need to keep going and I can't have this disruption. Go ahead. Raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right. Thank you, sir. Have a seat. I'll let you put your name on the record so I don't get that wrong. And so go ahead. Please state and spell your first and last names.
First name Nicholas, Nicholas. Last name Kibler, Kibler.
All right, thank you. And you are employed in what capacity with the Sheriff's Department?
I'm a deputy for the Waukesha County Sheriff's Department.
We don't have a Right, sir, were you assigned to the trial of Darrell Brooks?
I was.
This court has been attempting, frankly, to present your closing argument.
I would like for you to prove such a.
The clerk's office is instructed that first thing tomorrow morning they discuss as it relates to the jury instructions, sir.
Agitated. I ain't gonna stop being agitated. That ain't gonna stop. You sit up here and do everything you doing and think God don't see what you doing. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Mr. Brooks, do you have any requests as it relates to the jury instructions?
Yeah, I can hear what you're saying. I can hear what you're saying.
You just told me you didn't. So which one is it?
Yeah, I got the headphones on. You can't see that?
What are your requests as it relates? What are your requests as it relates to the jury instructions, sir?
Man, don't try to come with this whole little image of sir. Now it's all this sir and all this. I'm gonna get where I'm going. Try to put on this little act like you so worried about what's going on with me. You don't give a damn. Never did.
Mr. Brooks, you're being disrespectful again.
You've been being disrespectful. You've been being disrespectful.
I need to know what your position is regarding the jury instructions. And I need to know it now.
What you mean? Who you talking to?
I'm talking to you. I need to know whether you have any requests as it relates to the jury instructions, sir.
Yeah, first of all, why am I charged with 2 bail jumpings when I was already charged in Milwaukee for the same bail jumping? That's double jeopardy.
That's not double jeopardy. Your objection is noted. It's overruled.
It is double jeopardy. How you gonna charge me with the same charge that I'm already charged with? You can't do that. The Fifth Amendment says that you can't place somebody in jeopardy of life and limb twice. I'm already charged with the same count in Milwaukee. For the same case. It's the same bail jumping charge. So how am I charged with that here?
Sir, I'm not going to provide a legal explanation other than to say I've reviewed that. Your objection is noted, but the jury will be instructed regarding the bail jumping.
It can't be because that's double jeopardy. Under the law, if two charges are identical in nature, you cannot place me in jeopardy of life and limb twice. You can't do that.
What's your next?
The same case number.
What's your next request, sir? I'm noting your objection.
I'm trying to talk. Can I get it out? You always want me to not interrupt you, but you always find a way to talk over me.
I understand your position. I'm saying it's overruled.
You always want respect, but don't want to give it. I'm charged with the same bail jumping charge here that I've already been charged with. That is double jeopardy. You can't charge me for the same exact bail jumping that I'm already charged with, that I was charged with before this even came about.
Sir, the bail jumping charges in Waukesha County are based upon your violating your bail while in Waukesha County by driving through the Christmas parade and allegedly killing 6 people and injuring 61 others.
Okay.
That's the distinction.
Again, there is no distinction. It's the same charge.
It's the same offense. It doesn't mean it's the same factual basis, sir.
He is not charged with bail jumping with the data violation of November 21 in Milwaukee County anywhere. Further, the double jeopardy prohibition would prevent him from being convicted twice, not charged twice.
All right, so we've addressed that, sir. What other requests do you have as it relates to the jury instructions?
I want to know why I'm even charged twice with the same thing. You can't charge me in pursuant to a case in Milwaukee that I'm already charged with bail jumping for. I'm already charged with bail jumping for that already. So you can't essentially say, oh, well, because you were already on bail, we're going to charge you.
It's a different date of violation, sir. The conduct for the bail jumping is related to the allegation that you committed a new crime in Waukesha County while out on bond from the Milwaukee County case.
Yeah, but I'm referring to the first bail jumping count. The first one. I'm not referring to both of them. I'm referring to one of them.
My understanding, sir, is there's different dates of violations as it relates to that. So I've noted your objection now repeatedly. I understand it. Your request to, I guess, dismiss the bail jumping counts are denied.
I didn't say nothing about counts. I said one.
Whether it's one count or both, it's denied.
Am I not being understood? You can't charge me with the same charge twice. You can't.
It's two separate cases, sir. There's two.
Is it that 971.23? Is it that the statute that refers to the double?
All right, sir, I'm not going to have an argument. This isn't fruitful. I understand what you're saying. You're saying there shouldn't be two counts of bail jumping. You believe it's double jeopardy. I disagree with that. They're separate.
I'm already charged with it, though.
This is a circular argument, sir. It doesn't change the fact that, from my perspective, the two bail jumping counts are going to proceed forward. There's been sufficient evidence presented to warrant the jury being instructed.
They can't.
What other requests do you have,
You're
sir?
not gonna talk over me. Don't talk over me. Just like you don't want me to talk over you. Just like you don't want me to talk over you. Just like you don't.
Mr. Brooks, what other requests do you have?
And I just asked you not to talk over me. You've been making your record the whole time you've been over there. You had me muted. I didn't see no requests over there. I didn't write nothing to go over there. I let you do what you was doing. No matter how egregious and biased it is, I'll let you do what you was doing. Because we both know that what you're doing is not right.
Mr. Brooks, I'm going to refocus your attention to the jury instructions. All of your objections are noted. I understand that. If you can't answer my question, I'm going to move on.
You can't. I haven't given you consent. Just like
All right, I'm going to mute him once again. He refuses to answer simple questions regarding if he has any requests. He just made an argument regarding the bail jumping, so clearly he has an understanding about the law as it relates to that. It may be a misunderstanding about the law and double jeopardy, but he made an argument. I've denied it. I'd like to know if he has any other requests. If he can stay on topic, I'll I will unmute him again, and he can tell me the list, just like the state went through a list. I need to get through their list. I'm asking you to list out all your requests, and then I will take each one up in turn. So here is your opportunity to give me your other requests, not debate with me about prior rulings. Go ahead, Mr. Brooks.
Don't sit up here and try to play no game talking about you giving somebody an opportunity, because you haven't gave me an opportunity to properly defend myself and put stuff into evidence, which I've asked you repeatedly to do before we even got to the trial. You told me we wasn't in the evidentiary phase.
Mr. Brooks, do you have any other requests as it relates to the jury instructions? This is probably the 10th or so time I've asked you this question.
No, it's not. No, it's not. So please stop being incorrect, Your Honor. Please stop.
Do you have any additional requests as it relates to the jury instructions?
Yeah. That first count 74 bail jumping needs to be dismissed. You can't charge me with two things. You can't charge me with the same charge twice.
All right, I've made a note of that. What's the next issue?
Either one county gonna charge me with it or y'all, but it can't be both. It's the same, it's pursuant to the same exact thing that I was on bail for. The same exact thing, the same exact case. So why are we giving the jury instructions on 2 cases from another county?
I've made a note of that. What other requests do you have?
Man, this is ridiculous. So I'm not even able to adequately defend myself, present evidence, do anything, because everything I say is going to be found a reason for it not to be valid. What are we doing here, Your Honor? What is the
Mr. Brooks,
why should I be here when
I've made a note of your request as to count 74. Do you have any other requests as it relates to the jury instructions?
Why are we even having jury instructions? Why do I have to even sit here in this courtroom at this point? Because everything you've been doing without my consent anyway. So you're gonna find a way to do this without my consent. So why do I need to be here for?
Your objection for lack of consent is noted for the record.
Okay, yeah.
Any other requests, sir?
You talk a good game. You talk a good game to save yourself enough space. But everything I bring up has no merit in your court. None.
All right, I've asked him many times. I've advised him, and I'll advise him once again. If he fails to answer the question, I'm moving on. Do you have any other requests as it relates to the jury instructions, sir?
You can't move on because I haven't given you consent to.
All right, he did not answer. So I'm muting him again. The only request that he has made as it relates to the jury instructions, as he pounded his fist once again, raised his voice. I understand, I really do, that he's upset with my decision to cut off his ability to present a defense, but that decision was made based on his conduct and his conduct alone, as I've outlined already on the record. So the only request that he made was as it relates to the bail jumping counts. I'm denying those requests, whether it be to dismiss one count or to dismiss both on double jeopardy, or to just not instruct the jury. However way I interpret it, I'm denying that. All right, let me go through the state's.
Your Honor, can I add one more?
Sure.
I'm sorry. 154, summary of evidence. I believe we had a map, actually 2 maps that summarize the, we had 3 maps. I think the one was summarized his route, the path that he took. The other one summarized the victims who were struck in the specific locations. And the other one summarized the positions of the law enforcement officers at the various intersections and throughout the parade routes.
I'll make a note of that. I don't believe I saw the jury view instruction either. I mean, that was given to them at the time. I don't know that it needs to be reread, but I think we need to consider that as well. And that was my version of 152. All right, so let me go through the list from the state. Turning to page 61. So I've considered the request by the state. I am going to rely on what information they put in the charging document. I'm going to deny the request to include the specific case numbers. There's evidence, of course, that was received regarding the 2 separate cases out of Milwaukee County that form the basis for both of the bail jumping counts. It will be up to the jury to review the evidence and make a determination. As to the verdict forms, though, that were referenced previously, at least the description of them in the jury instructions, that obviously the 3rd count of bail jumping is incorrect. That needs to be battery, and that change will be made. I'm also having Madam Clerk include all of the numbers for the jury instructions when they go back, so it's very clear. Some of them did not have them on, just frankly from prior cases that she and I have worked on, but in this case I want to be very clear with all of the numbers. So I think I've addressed the first 2 bullet points. As far as the motive instruction as a standalone, I believe that is appropriate, and I'll instruct Madam Clerk to include that. As far as where it goes, I'm gonna just, any instructions that we add should just be in the numerical order, unless there's a other request that's made. Then the state also made a request as it relates to jury instruction 70, which is found on page 65. So as it relates to this, the state is asking that I simply instruct the jury based on the pattern instruction and not include that second paragraph. I had previously advised the jury with another paragraph that I was contemplating including, even if I took out that big paragraph that just said, at times Mr. Brooks has appeared from another courtroom. This must not influence your verdict in any manner. What's the state's position on including that but taking out the paragraph you request to be taken out?
That's fine.
Mr. Brooks, do you have any position on that? Which is, so jury instruction 70 has to do with the defendant proceeding pro se. The pattern instruction would be basically the first paragraph. I need the bailiffs to move the boxes away from his face. I need to be able to see him. He can keep them on the table, but they need to be moved off to the side. And if he does it one more time, then I will instruct the bailiffs to take the boxes away. Those are trial prep materials. If there's something in those materials related to jury instructions, he should take those out now. Otherwise, they need to be moved away from the microphones and away from blocking his face.
I'm not putting them there. I'm not putting them there just thank you. I'm putting them there for a reason.
Mr. Brooks, do you have any position on the verbiage of jury instruction 70 on page 65?
Don't ask me no question. Are you my accuser? Are you my accuser, Your Honor?
All right, he's choosing not to answer, so I'll mute him again. It's unfortunate that he's deciding not to participate in this. I agree with the state. I don't need to highlight with that second paragraph. I will take that out, but I will include in the paragraph that reads, at times, comma, Mr. Brooks has appeared from another courtroom, period. This must not influence your verdict in any manner.
Okay, and Geosis appears right next to alien spaceship, suddenly as if I was summoned. I forgot I knew how to do that. Hilarious Zero, and good to see you, buddy. Alright, I was going to... I want to tell you, Zero, in chat, Happy Thanksgiving. It was an exciting stream. And we'll say that, let's see. I hope everything's going well with you, Zero. Thank you for doing everything with the spaceship. And now, I know you just appeared here, Zero, but I was actually about to end it for the night because I was finished the stream that I was going to be doing. And thank you all, Alien. Have a blessed Thanksgiving. Yes, everybody have a blessed Thanksgiving. And thank you, G, for being here. The #1 co-pilot. And everybody has happy Thanksgiving to all of you. And thank you, Christine and Passion and all. Okay, so we will see you on the next one, and peace.